Sunny skies, a little breezy, but absolutely beautiful in Sisseton, South Dakota. Hi again, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us on Superstar Country B103. I'm Michael Rosencrans in the Lake Traverse Resort broadcast booth, and I am thrilled to have you along. I got 2 words for you. Postseason baseball. How does that sound? And today it features the number 7 seeded Redfield area Muskrats taking on the number 2 seeded SBW Mallards. Well, taking a look at these 2 teams in the First Call Auto Parts Nampa pre-game show here this afternoon. These 2 teams have already met twice beforehand. I was back on Mother's Day 10 days ago, in which SBW swept the Pheasants 8-2 and 10-7 were the final scores of that doubleheader. But speaking with head coach Mark Nelson, had the privilege to talk to him yesterday, wasn't able to catch up with him in time before the game here today. He felt like against that Redfield series that didn't see some things that he was too particularly proud with. Some of the base running he thought was a concern, and in terms of hitting the baseball that day for the Mallards, he didn't think it went so well for SBW, so he'll use that as extra motivation for his players this afternoon, as especially in the postseason, it's single elimination here in the North Super Regional Semifinals. 1 loss, and that's it. So it's win or go home for either of these teams, and we couldn't be more thrilled to have you along. SBW once again finished the regular season 14-1 after that loss to their arch rival Millbank last Wednesday by a final of 7-1. A lot of those key players that were rested last week in preparation for this postseason game today have returned to the lineup, so you can expect them to be fully ready to go here in this one. Redfield finishes their regular season at 6-10, and in terms of pitching matchups, should be a good one here in this first game of the North Super Regional. 3 total games being played here today. The first one that you're tuned into right now, number 7 Redfield taking on number 2 SBW. Right after this game, it's going to be number 6 Clark area against number 3 Millbank, and the winner of both of these games at 2 o'clock and 4 o'clock will meet at 6 later tonight to play another one. And again, 2 wins for any of these teams, they are off to the state tournament in Brookings. Well, we'll take a quick break. Come on right back in 3 minutes. We'll get you more of the First Call Auto Parts Napa pregame show when we come back in 3 minutes. This is Superstar Country B103.
Bolt Marketing in Britain is proud to support our youth in all high school sports and activities. With over 20 years of marketing and crop insurance experience, Bolt Marketing can be your one-stop for all your risk management needs. Call Jeff or Dwayne today at 605-448-2365. That's 605-448-2365. Bolt Marketing in Britain is proud to support tonight's game.
Coteau Valley Federal Credit Union believes in people helping people. That means putting you first. As your local community-based credit union, they're here to serve your financial needs with personal service and trusted solutions. Visit the newly remodeled office, use the 24-hour ATM, swing by the drive-up window, or stop inside during business hours. Whatever works for you, Coteau Valley Federal Credit Union is here to help. Call or visit today and see how they can improve your financial future. Because at Coteau Valley, you're more than a customer, you're family. Coteau Valley Federal Credit Union, local, trusted, here for you.
Citizen Livestock Auction, always a proud supporter of all high school activities, including the arts, speech, sports, and music. All classes provide a very important part of learning. Citizen Livestock recognizes parents, coaches, and teachers for representing our school and community. Congratulations for your achievement. It takes a great effort and teamwork from everyone to be there. Good luck in your game from everyone at the Citizen Livestock Auction.
Membership means ownership.
Everyone needs financing, and you have a choice. Since 1942, North Star Federal Credit Union has been keeping up with the times, offering online banking, bill pay, and their mobile app. Now, North Star FCU members can use the convenient ATM drive-up. At North Star, you'll get competitive rates on mortgage, auto, and even ag loans. Become a member today at North Star FCU in Britain.
North Star Federal Credit Union.
SBW Baseball is brought to you by Tri-State Building Center in Sisseton, where building stronger communities is always in season. From ball fields to backyards, Tri-State is proud to support the physical activities and local events that keep our area moving. Whether you're tackling a new project or cheering on the home team, they've got the tools, materials, and hometown spirit to help you get it done. Tri-State Building Center in Sisseton, supporting the community, one project, one game, and one win at a time.
Headed out on the road or to the big game? Stop by Stilson Service in Sisseton. Fuel up with top quality Marathon gasoline. Grab your game day snacks, hot coffee, or a quick bite, and stock the cooler with ice cold drinks. And if you're hitting the lake, Stilson Service has live bait and fishing supplies too. Locally owned and proud to support the SBW Mallards because teamwork and community go hand in hand. Stilson Service, Highway 10, Sisseton. Your one stop for gas, gear, and good times.
Back at Brewster Gunderson Field for the first Call Auto Parts Napa pregame show ahead of this one between number 7 Redfield area and number 2 SBW. Well, lineup cards are being exchanged right now by head coach of the Mallards, Mark Nelson, and head coach of the Muskrats, Tommy Gregg. So let's take a look at those starting lineups right now. Starting lineups brought to you by 605 Design and Apparel. Thank you so much to those wonderful people for sponsoring Mallards baseball this season and all season long. For the visiting Redfield area Muskrats, they line up like this. Leading off and catching, Micah Zastro. In center field and batting second, Noah Johnson. Batting third and playing shortstop, Jackson Rude. At third base and batting cleanup, Aiden Frankenstein. Pitching and batting fifth, Chase Odland. At second base and batting sixth, Grady Hulsher. In right field and batting seventh, Hunter Binger. Batting eighth and playing first base, Zach Bonin, and batting ninth, and in left field for the Muskrats, Hudson Binger. For the SBW Mallards, they line up like this. Leading off and playing shortstop, Levi Nelson. Batting second, and at third base, Carter Stickland. Batting third and catching, Colton Chapin. In right field and batting cleanup, Ben Souther. At first base and batting fifth, Max Dowan. Pitching and batting sixth, Ryan Anderson. The designated hitter will bat seventh, Dylan Redler. In center field and batting eighth, Mitch Berger, and batting ninth and playing second base for your SBW Mallards, Will Richter. Pitching matchups, again, brought to you by 605 Design and Apparel for your starting lineups. Ryan Anderson against Chase Odland. Ryan Anderson, he is the ground ball extraordinaire, as head coach Mark Nelson put it the last time we talked, which was yesterday. And he dropped a stat yesterday on the interview that was very, very impressive for Rowan Anderson. On those first pitch strikes that he throws, less than 10% reach base, and that's just because Rowan is so efficient and knows how to get those ground balls. So it'll be a great advantage for the Mallards if they can get Rowan Anderson going today. He's been dealing with a little bit of right arm tightness, something to keep an eye on here for Ryland, but Coach Mark Nelson has high hopes for this game, as he should. This stretch that the Mallards have been on has been incredible all season long, and they're looking to cap it off with a potential state title, which would be next week on their road to Brookings. Redfield had a good end to the season, coming in at 6-10. They're looking to do the same thing. They've been swept by the SBW Mallards before. It's tough to beat a team twice, and even with these teams playing a third time, it's going to be tough. Redfield, of course, these guys are not afraid to hit the baseball. Noah Johnson, always so dangerous. He's up in the 2-hole, and he just knows how to hit the cover off the baseball here in this one. So Redfield returns a lot of good veterans to their lineup, and Chase Odland gets the start for Redfield. And the thing with Chase Odland, he's a dynamic pitcher. Yes, he's also one of their best defenders. So the Mallards are hoping that by starting Chase Odland on the mound, that takes away some of the defense behind Odland here on the mound for the Muskrats, and we'll have to really leave it up to the Redfield defense to try and get the Mallards, who've been feisty and aggressive all year long, and we shall see how that one goes. Well, we'll take a quick break. We'll come on right back in 2 minutes, and we'll get you set for first pitch here from Brewster Gunderson Field. Mallards and Muskrats coming up next in 2 minutes on Superstar Country B103.
Data limits and slow speeds holding your home and devices back from their potential? Venture Communications is ready to help make your smart home with their extreme Wi-Fi coverage. No data limits for all of your smart home needs, including camera systems, remote thermostat controls, and streaming needs. Free email address too. Equipment provided and maintained by Venture Communications for worry-free Wi-Fi. To get extreme Wi-Fi coverage, whether you venture in or around your home, contact Venture Communications 852-2224 or online at www.venturecom.net.
Spring is here, and so are the savings at First Call Auto Parts Napa. Right now, get 10% off select lawn and garden and marine batteries. Perfect for powering up your mower or getting your boat ready for the water. And don't forget your ride. Gear up for big savings on car care accessories with everything you need to clean, shine, and protect your vehicle. Stop today at First Call Auto Parts Napa in Sisseton, Webster, or Wheaton and drive into spring ready for anything.
On the road or on the field, performance matters. That's why Warner Automotive in Britain is proud to keep our hometown rolling. They're your neighbors, and they know how to keep your vehicle in top shape. From name brand tires and wheels to oil changes, brakes, shocks, struts, and transmission fluid flushes, plus complete undercar service, they've got the skill and service you can count on. Foreign or domestic, they'll get it fixed right. Call or book online. Warner Automotive in Britain. Hometown service, winning results.
Need custom gear? Visit 605 Design and Apparel on Veterans Avenue. They specialize in unique logos and designs with direct transfers and embroidery on t-shirts, hoodies, caps, and have a great selection of Sisseton Redmond apparel in store. Whether it's for your business, school, sports team, family reunion, or party, they'll personalize it with a quick turnaround. For standout designs and speedy service, choose 605 Design and Apparel in Sisseton. Check them out on Facebook today.
Back at Brewster Gunderson Field, First Call Auto Parts Napa pregame show. Starters are now being introduced by longtime public address announcer Dean Lurkey. Always great to have him at this event. Got a great conversation with Dean over the season, and of course, Coach himself, Coach Legion Ball here in town for 17 years, and he's talked about how he's been able to coach 2 state championship games, and unfortunately in the losing efforts in both of them, but he has a lot of optimism for this team, and again, this stretch of baseball that this SBW Mallards team has played has been incredibly impressive. To go from, well, first of all, 2 years ago, this program didn't even exist. Last year was the brand new first year of this program. Went 2-8 a year ago, and they were 1 and done in the postseason. To turn it around this year and to make it to 14-1 after the regular season is nothing short of remarkable. And now they're looking to finish the job here, and again, it takes 2 wins for either of these teams to make it to states in Brookings, which would be next Monday on Memorial Day, and Tuesday as well would be the final day of the state tournament in Brookings from Bob Sheldon Field. Beautiful facility out there, but we turn our attention to the here and now, and Redfield and SBW meet for the 3rd time this season. One of these teams moving on, and one of them will be going home and ending their season. Absolutely gorgeous day here in Sisseton, South Dakota. Sunny skies, a little bit of cloud cover, but absolutely beautiful. Nearing the mid-60s for today, a little bit of a breeze. You couldn't ask for anything better for postseason baseball. Taking a look at the umpires for this afternoon's contest, and those umpires include Doug Rusink. He's the crew chief. He'll be on the base paths here this afternoon, and Jacoby Anderson will be behind the plate calling balls and strikes for this contest here today. Well, both teams have taken their spot on the field. Redfield lines up on the first base side, and the Mallards line up on the third base side. And we are going to send it down to public address announcer Dean Lurkey for the national anthem, and we'll get you set and ready for first pitch. Let's send it down to the field.
At this time, everyone, please stand. Show the proper respect. Remove your hats as we play our national anthem.
National anthem has concluded here at Brewster Gunderson Field, and we are just about ready to go here for first pitch. Great crowd on hand here at Brewster Gunderson. Redfield Muskrats fans, SBW Mallards fans, everybody joining in today to be a part of the North Super Regional Semifinals. We are certainly glad to have you along, whether you're tuning in on Superstar Country B103, 102.9 FM KBWS, Sisseton, Britton, Webster, or on our YouTube channel, B103 Radio KBWS. Either way, we are thrilled and honored to have you along here today as postseason baseball is set to get underway. Mallards have taken the field, and let's meet the starting defense behind starting pitcher Rylan Anderson. From left to right field, it goes Jack Tevedal, Mitch Berger, and Ben Souther. From third base to first base, it goes Carter Stickland, Levi Nelson, Will Richter, and Max Dowan. And your battery for this afternoon for the Mallards, Rylan Anderson and Colton Chapin. Due up first for the Muskrats, it's going to be Micah Zastro, Noah Johnson, and Jackson Root, a dangerous three hitters in this first top part of the order for the Muskrats here today. And here we go. Its schedule of the day today is as follows. Number 7, Redfield, taking on number 2, SBW right now. And then after this game, it's going to be number 6, Clark, taking on number 3, Millbank. And then the winner of both of those games will meet again at 6 o'clock to duke it out and be that second team who will try and advance to states here this evening. I should say this afternoon, not quite evening yet, but one of these teams will make it to the evening. Rylan Anderson finishing his warm-up tosses as his defense gets warm behind him. Head coach Tom Gregg at third base, doing the base coaching for the Muskrats, and at first base, that would be Bennett Osborne heading out there to do the base coaching for the Muskrats. There's the final warm-up toss. Chapin tosses down to second on a one-hop throw, and here we go. Micah Zastro will stride up to the plate for the Redfield area Muskrats, and here we go. Right-handed matchup, righty-righty matchup between Rylan Anderson and Micah Zastro, who's doing the catching defensively for the Muskrats. Anderson's ready. Zastro's ready. Umpire says play ball. Here we go. First pitch of the ball game. High and inside, and we are underway. First pitch officially at 2:06 p.m. with a game time temperature of 63 degrees. 1-0. That one finds the zone for a called strike. Behind the plate today is Jacoby Anderson calling balls and strikes. Doug Rusinks, the crew chief, he's on the base path. So not a first pitch strike for Rylan Anderson, but evens up the count at 1 ball and 1 strike apiece. And here's the delivery. Pumps the zone again, in there for strike 2, and it's 1-2. Head coach Mark Nelson talked about the importance of first pitch strikes for Rylan Anderson. That first pitch ball didn't miss a whole bunch, riding him up in the zone though. Anderson taking his time. Now he's ready. 1-2. Swing and a miss. After the first pitch ball, Zastro goes down on 3 straight strikes. That's a good start for Anderson. Strikeouts brought to you every game by North Star Federal Credit Union, the first of the afternoon for Rylan Anderson. And here comes the ever-dangerous Noah Johnson. No traffic in the base paths to work with as of right now, but he knows how to knock the cover off the baseball. First pitch to Johnson. Fastball rides high again, so on the first pitch, it's the fastball, rides high and inside. I think Anderson's trying to get into that groove of finding that first pitch strike sort of inside the zone and working with it. Hasn't able to find that inside part of the plate yet. 1-0, swung on and missed on a changeup there. Beauty. And it's 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out in the top of the first here from Brewster Gunderson Field. So glad to have you along here on this Wednesday, May 20th, postseason baseball. 1-1. High fly ball, fouling out of play though, first base side, and it's 1-2. Good job on Anderson to work back into the count. Left it a little high out there for Johnson. He was able to get it, but spray it foul. 1-2 the count here to Johnson. On deck's brought to you by Woodland Cabinetry. It's Jackson Rude who waits on deck for the Muskrats. 1-2. Fastball misses low. 2-2 the count to Johnson. It was in that first game back on Mother's Day 10 days ago where Noah Johnson went 3 for 4 against these Mallards, so a dangerous power hitter. He's got a big gap between center and right field. 2-2. Slider misses down low and away. Johnson's worked the count full here. Patience is the greatest virtue for both teams up at the plate. Wait for their pitches and see if they can drive one. Break even. Missed high with the fastball, so a one-out walk to Noah Johnson. That's the first base run of the afternoon for the Muskrats. That's going to bring up Jackson Rude.
Walk to Johnson brings up number.
Jackson Rude, one of the pitchers that the Mallards saw in that series on Mother's Day. It was him and Noah Johnson in that first game back on Mother's Day. Mallards won that one 8-2. Anderson has a runner on first now to work with. Checks Johnson at first and comes set. Now working from the stretch. First pitch fastball dots the lower part of the zone for a called strike. And there's the first pitch strike of the afternoon for Rylan Anderson. Anderson been dealing with a little bit of right arm tightness. Always see him stretching it out pretty convincingly before the games and each of his pregame warm-ups, so something to keep an eye on here. Mallard's looking he can go the distance today. Fastball rides high, 1-1 the count to Jackson Rude. Chase Odlin's going to be the starting pitcher for the Muskrats here this afternoon, and not a pitcher that the Mallards have seen yet, so they're going to be going in facing Odlin for the first time on the mound here in their 3 total times they've met. 1-1. Fouled back to the fencing, and it's 1-2. Anderson so good at locating the fastball. Some of the times, though, Anderson loves to leave that fastball sort of out and over the plate, but knows how to paint the zone really, really well. He's ahead in the count, 1-2 to Jackson Rude. Johnson on first with 1 out in the top of the first. We're scoreless. Anderson sets. And a back pick attempt at first. No throw, though, but Johnson slides back in safely with a head-first slide. Johnson, not a known base stealer, but don't be surprised at all if Redfield ups the aggressiveness here in the postseason. Anderson comes set again. 1-2. Fastball rides just low, about knee level, but just missed the zone. 2-2.
Good enough spot, Ryler. All right.
Great crowd on hand here at Brewster Gunderson Field. Mallards fans, Muskrat fans, all right below us having a great time. 2-2, runner goes, sprayed down the first base line. That's a fair ball down the right field line. Rounding second, heading to third is Johnson. He'll make it there, and Rude is aboard with a 1-out single. And the Muskrats have him cornered with 1 out. That wasn't hit very hard, but it was hit perfectly down that first base line. Dowan had a range to his left, but couldn't come up with it, couldn't put the glove in the dirt to pick it up, and that just squeaks into right field. And the Muskrats threatening early here in this first. That's going to bring up their cleanup hitter, Aiden Frankenstein. He's got a great opportunity here for the Muskrats. Johnson on third, Rude on first. 1 out in the top of the first. Anderson once again working from the stretch. First pitch. Fastball rides high and inside again. 1-0 the count to Frankenstein. 4th man to the plate already this inning for the Muskrats. 2 straight batters have reached this inning for them. Frankenstein, righty-righty matchup. Little bend at the knees, wiggles that bat over the right shoulder. 1-0. Fastball rides outside. Good hitters count to Frankenstein. 2-0. Anderson's been put in relief so many times throughout the regular season, and he's been able to get out of jams. In a jam right now, and he's trying to get out of it. Double play ball is in order, but Jackson Rude's got speed at first. 2-0. Just slapped foul back behind home plate. Tried to pull it in on the hands, and there's the first strike of the count. 2-1 to Aiden Frankenstein. Odlin once again waits on deck should Frankenstein reach. Johnson on third. Rude on first. Anderson leans in, gets the sign from Chapin and sets. There goes Rude, and he might be caught in a rundown between first and second. The throw, the tag, and he's in there. Oh my goodness, it looked like Rude was caught in a pickle. Anderson hesitated for a moment, he threw to second, and somehow Rude got around the tag, so he's aboard second with a stolen base, and there's two in scoring position. Oh my goodness. Rude was off well before the pitch happened. The defense alerted Anderson, he hesitated for a moment, and Rude somehow got around the tag. What a momentum swinger for the Muskrats. 2-1. Grounded weakly towards first base side and foul as Dowling charges in to get that one. 2-2 the count to Aiden Frankenstein, ready to jump on that one. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out in the top of the first. Johnson on third, Rude on second. 2 are in scoring position for the Muskrats. We're scoreless on the Bolt Marketing and Stilson Service scoreboards. Anderson's worked his way back in the count, trying to get a big second out here for the Mallards. He's ready. 2-2. Slider, got him looking. Down goes Frankenstein, a massive second out for the Mallards.
Out of here now.
Second strikeout of the afternoon for Rylan Anderson. Strikeouts brought to you by North Star Federal Credit Union. Here's Chase Odland. 2 gone now, 2 on for the Muskrats. Chase Odland at the dish now. Righty-righty matchup again with Rowan Anderson. First pitch, slider misses a hair outside. Chapin tried to frame it. And home plate umpire Jacoby Anderson wasn't fooled. 1-0 the count to Odland, who will be taking his turn on the mound in the home half of the first. 1-0. Fastball inside corner, called strike. Anderson goes up with the right hand. Rowan Anderson on those first pitch strikes, less than 10% reach base. 1-1. Soft little blooper towards shortstop. Coming in, Sticklin dives. He made the catch! Oh my! Put that in your highlight reel, Carter. A diving catch like Superman. Sticklin goes airborne, and the Mallards are out of the jam. We go to the bottom of the first, and we remain scoreless back in 1 minute on Superstar Country B103.
Since 1970, Holland Oil has been a family-owned name you can trust for quality service. From top-of-the-line tires to expert work at the Napa Auto Care Center, they've got your vehicle covered. Now's the time to check your alignment, suspension, and brakes to keep your ride running smooth. Inside Napa Auto Parts, you'll find Milwaukee tools, Napa Gold filters, and the parts you need to get the job done. Plus, fuel up at Holland C-Store. Holland Oil, over 50 years of total care for you and your vehicle. Check them out on Facebook. Sisseton-Wahpeton Health and Fitness Center was established in 1999. They provide state-of-the-art exercise equipment in a quality, safe, and professional environment. They have personal trainers and a registered dietitian available and have daily classes with challenges in walking and running clubs. Now offering 24-hour access to all local residents. Call 698-3922 and get fit and healthy again. Sisseton-Wahpeton Health and Fitness is proud to support all area high school athletics.
Bottom of the first in Brewster Gunderson Field. Carter Sticklin sprawling out, ranging to his left to make a diving catch and save a run, possibly 2 from the Muskrats. That's the kind of defense that you need in the postseason. And what a play from Carter Sticklin. And now it'll be the Mallards' turn on offense, going against starting pitcher for the Muskrats, Chase Odlin. Defensively behind Odlin, it goes like this. From left to right field, it goes Hudson Binger, Noah Johnson, Hunter Binger. From third base to first base goes Aiden Frankenstein, Jackson Rude, Grady Holscher, and Zach Bonin. Then the battery for the Muskrats, Chase Odland and Micah Zastro. It'll be Levi Nelson, Carter Sticklin, and Colton Chapin due up for the Mallards in this home half of the first. We're scoreless on the Bolt Marketing and Stilson Service scoreboard. Lee Wallenstein doing the base coaching at first. Head coach Mark Nelson doing the base coaching at third. Chase Odlin, once again, a brand new pitcher that the Mallards have yet to see, so this will be a new face for them to try and learn. Odlin has some nasty, nasty stuff. Good fastball, good changeup, wicked curveball, too, that he knows how to utilize so well. And striding to the plate first for the Mallards is Levi Nelson.
Number 8, shortstop.
Levi Nelson looking to be the first one yet again to get on the base path for the Mallards, as he's done so well all season. Been a little quiet for him the last couple times, and hoping to jumpstart the Mallards offense in this postseason. Odlin ready to work. First pitch to Nelson. Fastball, line drive in the air toward right field. Ranging over to his right as Hunter Binger puts the glove out, makes the catch. So a first pitch line out for Levi Nelson. That's a good start for Odlin. Once again, Mallards keeping up their aggressiveness early. Head coach Mark Nelson also preaching patience at the plate as well. That's been their messaging this week. They want to keep playing their brand of baseball, but at the same time, they know patience is going to be the greatest virtue up at the plate. Here's Carter Stickland, returning in the lineup after attending baccalaureate last week. Just graduated from high school on Saturday. First pitch to him. Pumped right in the zone for strike one. Carter Stickland, also one of the class speakers for the class of 2026. Just such an awesome kid to be around and very well spoken. This young man certainly has a bright future to him. 0-1. High fly ball, slicing down the right field line, running over his Bonin. He'll run out of room as that goes out of play, and it's 0-2. Carter Stickland, in terms of his future, going to South Dakota State University for dental school. So who knows, one of these days when you get your teeth cleaned, you could be calling him Dr. Stickland in a few years. Odlin quickly ahead in the count, 0-2. He's ready. Here's the pitch. Fastball misses down low, 1-2 the count. Odlin sort of rocks back slowly, sort of slows everything down before he speeds up on his delivery to the mound. That is so important for a guy like Odlin. Timing is the biggest thing on the mound, and if you do a quick pitch, it could fool the hitters. Here's Odlin's 1-2 on the way. Slider misses outside, 2-2. The count is even to Carter Stickland. Bottom of the first here from Brewster Gunderson Field. 1 out here in the home half. We're scoreless on the Bolt Marketing and Stilson Service scoreboard. Odlin's ready. Here's the 2-2. Slider once again misses low and outside. Carter's worked it full. And this is what we talk about for patience. You can be aggressive as you want, but it's going to be on both these teams on the offense to try and make the other pitcher work. Here's the break even to Stickland. Slapped on the ground towards second base side. Glove to the backhand there by Holzer. Fires to first in time. And there's 2 gone. Nice play over there by Holzer. Took an odd hop on the infield grass, and Holzer ranging to his left, reached down to grab it, and fired it in time at Zach Bonin to first to get the second out. Here comes Colton Chapin. 2 up and 2 down for the Mallards. Colton Chapin, you talk about a guy who's had such a big transformation from a year ago. And it's been truly special to see. Here's Odlin's first pitch to Colton Chapin. It's high and inside. Chapin ducks out of the way, 1-0. Colton Chapin almost a year ago when this team was 2-8 and 1 and done in the postseason. Head coach Mark Nelson was saying he was not really a guy that hit for power last year. And seeing him develop over the summer and this season, he's found that power stroke, and he has been having so much fun with that pop in the bat. 1-0. Pop up on the infield towards the shortstop. Now it's running over Odlin. We'll call off Frankenstein, makes the catch, and that's an easy inning for the Muskrats. Mallards go 1-2-3 here in the home half of the first. Let's go to the top of the second. We're scoreless from Brewster Gunderson Field. Back in 1 minute on Superstar Country B103.
Great people, quality product. That's what you'll see in our experienced staff of Scott's Lumber, who makes it their mission to get to know you more than just another customer, but like a friend helping a friend. Stop on in and check out their large selection of lumber, millwork, cabinets, windows, flooring, window treatments, doors, hardware, and so much more. Stop and see the experts at Scott's Lumber when you're planning your project. Take advantage of their expert advice to help you through do-it-yourself projects at Scott's Lumber of Britain and Sioux Falls.
Looking for the perfect spot to relax? Lake Traverse Resort is this area's favorite hotspot on beautiful Lake Traverse. Grab your friends and enjoy a cold beverage and a delicious meal from our full menu. Need a place to stay? LTR also has daily camping sites and cozy cabins for rent, plus a boat ramp for easy lake access. Be sure to follow us on Facebook for great specials. Don't miss out. Lake Traverse Resort, proud sponsor of high school sports.
One inning in the books here from Brewster Gunderson Field. We're now in the top of the second here in this one. Scoreless tie between the Muskrats, enter as the number 7 seed in this postseason, and the SBW Mallards, who enter as the number 2 seed. Well, quick inning of work for Chase Odland for the Muskrats. That's the kind of innings that the Muskrats are going to be looking for against this very aggressive Mallards team. And Anderson back to work. He faced 5 in that first inning, but again, a remarkable defensive catch from Carter Stickland at third base to save a run, potentially 2 on the Muskrats, and they were left scoreless in the first. Now they bring up Grady Hulsher to start things off. It'll be Hulsher, Hunter Binger, and Bonin due up for the Muskrats, 6, 7, and 8. As shade, a little bit of shade falls over the infield. First pitch right down Broadway for strike 1. Anderson had a little bit of a trouble finding those first pitch strikes, only threw 1 first pitch strike all in the first inning. Looking to get back into a groove here. 0-1, same spot, same result, strike 2. After that first inning, Anderson looking to get settled in here in this one. Quickly ahead 0-2 and quick to work on Hulsher. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. High fastball. Down goes Hulsher on 3 pitches. 1 up and 1 down here in the top of the second. Third strikeout for Rylan Anderson.
On out the batter is number 10.
That's going to bring up Hunter Binger. Hunter Binger in the outfield. He's doing right field for the Muskrats here this afternoon. First pitch to Hunter. Inside, hit him. Oh my goodness, that hit him up sort of near the shoulder level. That one got away from Anderson. Hunter Binger looks to be okay. And he'll jog down to first with a hit by pitch.
Now batting number 32, Zach Looney.
So scary when it was up towards the head level there, but Binger shook that one off. Looks to be okay. Great sign to see. He's at first. First pitch to Zach Bonin. Misses down low for ball 1. Bonin playing first base defensively for the Muskrats here this afternoon. Anderson now working from the stretch, middle of the rubber. 1-0. Fastball just finds the outside corner for a called strike. A little delayed call there from home plate umpire Jacoby Anderson, but nonetheless it's 1-1. Binger's got great speed over there at first base. Counts 1-1. The pitch. Fastball dots the outside corner again for strike 2. Strike zone widening up a little bit here. That outside corner has been called pretty consistently so far in the beginning parts of this contest. 1-2 the count here to Zach Bonin. The pitch. Fastball just misses inside. 2-2 the count to Zach. Hudson Binger waits on deck. On deck's brought to you by Woodland Cabinetry. Binger on first. Anderson leans in, gets the sign from Chapin, and he comes set. Holds the glove at the letters. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Outside fastball. Bonin couldn't catch up to it, and there's 2 down. 4th strikeout of the afternoon for Anderson. Here comes Hudson Binger to the plate. Already the first Hudson would be the end of the first trip around in this lineup. Micah Zastro waits on deck should Hudson reach. Anderson once again working from the stretch. Steps off the mound and looks back. Hunter Binger to first base. No throw whatsoever. Anderson digs back in. Hudson Binger looks to third base coach and head coach Tom Gregg and gets the sign. They're ready. First pitch. That one misses just a little bit low. 1-0 the count to Hudson Binger. Anderson looking to make quicker work of the Muskrats this inning. Faced 5 in the first. This would be the 4th hitter he faces this inning. Anderson sets. 1-0. Fastball missed down low. 2-0. Good hitters count to Hudson Binger. Anderson sort of methodically taking his time out there. Again, he's been dealing with a little bit of right arm tightness as well. We'll keep you updated on that, as that could play a factor. 2-0. Cued foul, first base side. Nice grab by first base coach Bennett Osborne. And it's 2-1. That was right in that same spot where Max Dowling couldn't field a weak ground ball earlier. That one well foul, though. 2-1 the count to Hudson Binger. Anderson comes set. Here's the 2-1. Fastball in there for strike 2. There goes Hunter Binger. Throw down to second. Tag. They got him. What a throw by Colton Chapin. Didn't even have to move the glove. The tag applied, and the side is retired. Muskrats remain scoreless here in this one. We'll go to the bottom of the second. Back in 1 minute on Superstar Country B103.
It gives your car a tough break. Count on Thielen Auto Body in Sisseton to get you back in the game. From dings and dents to full collision repair, Thielen's experienced crew delivers top-notch workmanship with hometown service you can trust. Just like our Mallards, they know the value of teamwork and doing the job right. Thielen Auto Body Shop in Sisseton, proud to stand behind the SBW Mallards and proud to keep you rolling strong all season long.
Bottom of the second we go here from Brewster Gunderson Field, and what a throw by Colton Chapin to get the speedy Hunter Binger at first, caught stealing, and the side is retired. We remain scoreless here in this one on the Bolt Marketing and Stilson Service scoreboards here in this one. Odlin going to be back to work, and since Hudson Binger was still at bat when the third out was recorded, he'll restart his at bat in the top half of the third, but now it's the Mallards' turn to come up on offense here again. They were retired 1-2-3. Odlin did a great job of making quick work of this Mallards team, and now they'll face the heart of the order, 4-5-6, Souther, Dowling, and Anderson.
Leading off for SBW.
Souther going to be playing is in right field defensively for the Mallards. And Odlin set to work against one of the most dangerous hitters in this Mallards lineup, Ben Souther. Just an all-around athlete. First pitch to Souther. That one finds the zone just at the bottom rail, called strike 1. Be a big question as to when Souther could potentially come in, or if head coach Mark Nelson's looking to save him potentially for a game 2 should the Mallards be victorious. Line drive, base hit into center field. Souther starts the second with a leadoff single. That was a frozen rope right past the head of Chase Odlin. And that's a good start for Souther. Every time the Mallards get a base hit this game, $5 will be donated to a sponsorship for the Roberts County National Night Out, courtesy of Coteau Valley Federal Credit Union in Sisseton. That's the first base hit of the ball game for the Mallards, and that's going to bring up Max Dowling. Dowling usually in the cleanup spot, been slotted down to the 5th slot here in this one. Souther aboard on first with that leadoff single. Odlin now working from the stretch. First pitch. Curveball drops right into the zone for a called strike. That curveball is wicked. It's fast, and it has a sharp 12-6 movement. That could be a major problem for these Mallards hitters if Oldland can get that pitch rolling. Here's the 0-1. Curveball, hit him. Max wore a curveball on the back, and the Mallards have 2 straight runners aboard, nobody out.
Hey, help yourself here, bud. Let's go.
Souther on second, Dowan on first. Here comes Rylan Anderson. Rylan looking to make things happen in the batter's box now. Has made pretty good stuff happen on the mound, and now he gets in the batter's box for the first time today. Oldland has 2 on to work with, nobody out. First pitch to Rylan. Cued foul back behind home plate. 0-1 the count to Rylan. First pitch swinging there for Anderson. It's been the base running that's been an issue for the Mallards as of late. Last week, Mallards did not hit the ball well against their arch rival Millbank, so head coach Mark Nelson using that as a challenge this week in practice. Oldland checks Souther at second. 0-1. Swing and a miss. Nasty slider dropped away from him. 0-2 the count to Rowan Anderson. Anderson's one of those guys where if the pitch is in the zone and it drops, he's usually one to swing at it. Oldland doing great pitching here on Rowan Anderson. He's ahead 0-2. 2 on, nobody out in the bottom of the second. 0-2. High pop-up in on the infield. Ranging to his left is Hulsher. A couple more steps, he'll settle under it and make the catch. Infield fly there for Rowan Anderson, and there is 1 gone here at the bottom of the second. Tough at bat for Rylan there. There is still 2 on, though, for the Mallards. That's going to bring up Dylan Redler for the first time. Dylan Redler doing the designated hitting for the Mallards in this contest here. Oldland's ready to work against Dylan. First pitch to him. Slider foul back behind home plate, and it's 0-1 to Redler. Been a signature look for Dylan Redler. The hot pink batting gloves, the forest green bat, might have a little bit of a golden handle to it. The barrel of the bat is forest green, pretty sharp. Mallards in their black uniforms, white numerals outlined in green. White pants as well for the Mallards. Redfield in their blue uniforms, white numerals, gray pants. 0-1. That one just fouled off to the fencing, and it's 0-2. Oldland's got that curveball and those sliders and those off speeds working for him really, really well. On Deck's brought to you by Woodland Cabinetry. It's Mitch Berger who waits on deck. 2 on, 1 out in the bottom of the second. Oldland ahead 0-2 here to Redler. Here's the pitch. Fastball sprayed foul by the fencing. That one almost had an angle to where it could have been lined over the fencing, but not to be there. Redler remains alive. It's 0-2. Oldland's so good in 2-strike pitching. Has yet to strike anybody out. But once again, he's ahead 0-2. Again, the delivery. Swing and a miss. Down goes Redler on that nasty curveball. The first strikeout of the afternoon for Oldland, and there's 2 away.
Down brings up center fielder number 9.
Muskrats have left 2 on base already here this contest. Mallards haven't left anybody on so far right now, but there's 2 on. And 2 outs here in the bottom of the second, and here comes Mitch Berger to try and bring his Britton Heclapier Ben Souther around at second. First pitch to him. Swing and a miss. Fastball couldn't catch up to it, and it's 0-1. Mitch Berger celebrated a birthday yesterday. So a happy belated birthday to Mitch Berger, and Lincoln Kilker actually celebrating his birthday tomorrow. So a happy early birthday to Lincoln Kilker. 0-1. High and inside, ducking out of the way of the fastball was Berger. Count evens at 1-1. Souther at second, Dowan on first. We're scoreless here from Brewster Gunderson Field between the Redfield Muskrats and the SBW Mallards. North Super Regional. Odlin steps off just to take his time. Berger will get a couple of practice hacks in as he settles back into the box, and we're ready to go. Upright stance for Berger, big bend at the knees, wiggles that bat just out in front of him. 1-1. Fastball inside, turning out of the way was Mitch, and it's 2-1. Dynamic fastball there, almost ate up Mitch Berger on that last pitch. Pretty noticeable breeze in center field, too. 2-1. Swing and a miss. Foul tipped into the glove, rather, for strike 2. Twos across the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the bottom of the second. We're scoreless from Brewster Gunderson Field. Berger trying to get that first run home. Odlin trying to work out of the jam. Here's the 2-2 on the way. That one just missed. Muskrats fans were getting ready to cheer right in front of us, and home plate umpire Jacoby Anderson, that was just a bit outside. And I promise you, that did not miss by much. Great pitch from Odlin. 3-2 the count to Mitch Berger. He's ready. Odlin sets. Here's the break even. Inside, he walked him. No, I beg your pardon, called strike 3. Late delayed strike call there from home plate umpire Jacoby Anderson. And there's the second strikeout for Odlin, and the Muskrats are out of the jam. 2 runners aboard, but Mallards can't bring them home. Let's go to the top of the third, and a scoreless tie from Brewster Gunderson Field back in 1 minute on Superstar Country B103.
Step up to the plate with a winning smile thanks to Sisseton Dental Clinic, proud sponsor of the SBW Mallards High School baseball team. Whether you're rounding the bases or cheering from the stands, confidence starts with a healthy smile. From routine cleanings to complete dental care, the team at Sisseton Dental Clinic keeps you looking and feeling your best. So while the Mallards chase runs and rack up wins, make sure your smile is championship ready too. Sisseton Dental Clinic, healthy smiles, strong community. Go Mallards!
Bolt Marketing in Britain is proud to support our youth in all high school sports and activities. With over 20 years of marketing and crop insurance experience, Bolt Marketing can be your one-stop for all your risk management needs. Call Jeff or Dwayne today at 605-448-2365. That's 605-448-2365. Bolt Marketing in Britain is proud to support tonight's game.
We're scoreless as we enter the top of the third from Brewster Gunderson Field. Odlin able to work out of that jam, and that last pitch that he struck out Berger with, that fooled me. Looked to be inside, but no, Jacoby Anderson punched him out, and here we go. Hudson Binger returning at bat, swings and pops the first pitch up, slicing foul ground. Dowan running over to his left, still running over, and it pops out of his glove. Dowan unable to squeeze that one, so instead of 1 pitch, 1 out, it's a long strike 1. Hudson Binger restarting his at-bat since Hunter Binger was caught stealing at second back in the second. So it'll be 9-1-2 against Rylan Anderson. Hudson Binger, Micah Zastro, Noah Johnson due up against Rylan. Ahead of Binger 0-1, here's the pitch. Fastball at the top of the zone, called a strike. 0-2 the count, quickly to the Hudson Binger, I beg your pardon. And the clarification on the pronunciation here, we'll get to that in a moment. 0-2, slider misses down and away, 1-2, and a clarification on the pronunciation. It is Zach Bonine. So I apologize for the mispronunciation there of Zach's surname. Big thank you to the Redfield fans for pointing that out to us. 1-2. That one missed just low. Fastball looked at the bottom of the zone. Didn't get the call. It's 2-2. Binger looking to jumpstart the offense for the Muskrats here. 2-2. Fastball rides high. Full count here to Hudson Binger. 4 strikeouts already for Rylan Anderson's pitched really well here so far. Got himself into a jam in the first, had a much quicker second inning. And he's looking to keep that pace going. From the windup, the 3-2. Huge right in front of home plate. Chapin charges out to get it. Can't barehand the ball. There's going to be no play. If Chapin would have barehanded that ball, he might have had a play, but just a little frazzled in his mind, and Hudson Binger aboard with an infield single. So the Muskrats catch a break there as the leadoff runner is aboard in Hudson Binger. Now the top of the order comes in Micah Zastro. This begins the second trip through the order for the Muskrats this afternoon. Anderson working from the stretch. First pitch. That one pops out of the glove of Chapin, but called a strike nonetheless. It's 0-1. Right down the middle there for Rowan Anderson. In these postseason games, any mistake that's made can boost a team's momentum like crazy. Chapin can't let that get him down. Anderson works from the stretch. 0-1. Right down Broadway for strike two, and it's 0-2. Zastro struck out his first time up as he checks head coach Tom Gregg at third for the signs here. Redfield in that series back on Mother's Day love to steal with 2 strikes. See if they do it again here. 0-2. Grounded sharply to third, gobbled up by Sticklin, fires to second for 1, relay to first, not in time. Richter tried to field it cleanly on the transfer. The transfer wasn't clean, but a strong throw from Sticklin, so the putout goes 5-4 for Hudson Binger, and aboard at first is Zastro.
One down, the batter, center fielder.
1 on, 1 out. Here comes the dangerous Noah Johnson. First pitch, grounded back up the middle, grabbed it short by Nelson, steps in the bag for 1, relay to first, in time! An unassisted 6-3 inning-ending double play. And that's a way to get out of it for SBW. We'll go to the bottom of the third. Scoreless from Brewster Gunderson Field back in 1 minute on Superstar Country B103.
Coteau Valley Federal Credit Union believes in people helping people. That means putting you first. As your local community-based credit union, they're here to serve your financial needs with personal service and trusted solutions. Visit the newly remodeled office, use the 24-hour ATM, swing by the drive-up window, or stop inside during business hours. Whatever works for you, Coteau Valley Federal Credit Union is here to help. Call or visit today and see how they can improve your financial future. Because at Coteau Valley, you're more than a customer, you're family. Coteau Valley Federal Credit Union, local, trusted, here for you.
Citizen Livestock Auction, always a proud supporter of all high school activities, including the arts, speech, sports, and music. All classes provide a very important part of learning. Citizen Livestock recognizes parents, coaches, and teachers for representing our school and community. Congratulations for your achievement. It takes a great effort and teamwork from everyone to be there. Good luck in your game. From everyone at the Citizen Livestock Auction.
Bottom of the third, here we come at Brewster Gunderson Field. And what a back and forth contest this has been so far here in this one. We remain scoreless. And imagine in the way this game's going right now, it could be a low-scoring affair. Great pitching matchups, and what defense there from Levi Nelson at short to get the 6-3 unassisted inning-ending double play. Double plays are brought to you by Tri-State Building Center. Haven't seen a lot of double plays all season long, but a big one there for the Mallards. They'll send Will Richter up to the plate. Richter, Nelson, Stickland, 9-1-2. The Mallards will go here in this one. Will Richter facing Chase Odland for the first time. Will Richter also returning to the lineup after he participated at Baccalaureate this past week. Here's the first offering. Shows bunt, pulls back on the outer edge for a called strike, and it's 0-1. Pitching and defense right now has been the story of this one for both teams. Frankenstein in on the infield grass at third with Richter showing bunt. Here comes the 0-1. Richter sprays that fouled straight back, and it's 0-2. So Richter showed a bunt, trying to play a little small ball, and now that he's behind 0-2, that small ball completely taken away from him here. Levi Nelson waits on deck. On deck's brought to you by Woodland Cabinetry. Odlund looking to make quick work of Will Richter here. He's ready. From that slow wind-up, the 0-2. High pop-up in on the infield, ranging over is Zastro. Looks up in the sun, reaches out the glove. He can't get it. It falls harmlessly to the grass, so Richter stays alive. Will Richter nominated to the Academic All-State team for the Mallards a little earlier in the season, as was Carter Stickland. Odland's been pretty efficient here through this Mallards lineup. Retired them in order in the first and faced 5 in the second. Again, the strike 2. Swing and a miss. Down goes Richter on the fastball. Third strikeout of the afternoon for Odland, and there's one away. And that's going to bring up Levi Nelson. Had a sharp line out to Hunter Binger in right field his first time up.
Get it started here.
Mallards haven't had a lot of traffic on the base path other than those 2 runners in the second. That's been it. Muskrats have left 3 on base. First pitch to Levi. Curveball. Drops it in the zone for a called strike. Levi Nelson named to the top 28 all-region list. Head coach Mark Nelson had a list, printed it out, and he never hesitates to show Levi that accolade. Weak ground ball past the glove of Odland. Charging in is Rude. Fires to first in time. Fine play there by Rude. Not an easy play at all to charge in on a weak ground ball to get a speedy Levi Nelson, and there's 2 up and 2 down.
2 down. Batter is number 2, Carter Stickland.
Rude certainly made that play look easy, and I promise you it's not. Nelson has so much speed, but a strong arm from Rude at short to get Nelson. 2 up and 2 down. Here's Carter Stickland. Odland's first offering. Curveball misses down low. 1-0 the count to Stickland. Grounded out to second his first time up. Top part of the lineup's been quiet here so far this afternoon. We're scoreless in the bottom of the third. Odland with that slow windup. 1-0. Launched in the air toward right field, running over is Hunter Binger. He won't be able to get it. It's a fair ball. Rounding first, heading to second is Stickland. Hunter Binger comes up with it. Stop sign for Carter Stickland at second, and he's aboard with a 2-out double. Well, Carter returns to the lineup after his graduation this past weekend. That's got to feel good for him to get it back, to get on the bag for the first time today. He's at second in scoring position. The inning continues here for the Mallards. That's going to bring up Colton Chapin. Stickland, a lot of speed at second. Odland takes a long look at Stickland. Takes another look. First pitch to Chapin. Misses. No, that's called the strike on the outside corner. It's been a delayed strike call from home plate umpire Jacoby Anderson. It's fooled me a couple times. So I'll have to wait a little bit more in order to get you the correct call. Odland comes set, holds the glove of the letters. Stickland dancing in between second and third. 0-1, skips in the dirt. Batted down by Zastro. Stickland off to third. The throw not in time. Stickland with a great read on the baseball. Zastro couldn't come up with it, and Stickland is now on third with his first stolen base of the afternoon. 1-1 the count to Colton Chapin. Popped out to Odland his first time up. Looking to bring Stickland home. 1-1. Weekly hit towards first base side. Charging in is Hulser. Oldland picks it up. Spins. Fires in time. That's a nice play there from Oldland. Mallards threaten once again, but do not score. We'll go to the top of the fourth. We remain scoreless here from Brewster Gunderson Field. Back in 1 minute on Superstar Country B103.
Everyone needs financing, and you have a choice. Since 1942, North Star Federal Credit Union has been keeping up with the times, offering online banking, bill pay, and their mobile app. Now, North Star FCU members can use the convenient ATM drive-up. At North Star, you'll get competitive rates on mortgage, auto, and even ag loans. Become a member today at North Star FCU in Britain. North Star Federal Credit Union.
SBW Baseball is brought to you by Tri-State Building Center in Sisseton, where building stronger communities is always in season. From ball fields to backyards, Tri-State is proud to support the physical activities and local events that keep our area moving. Whether you're tackling a new project or cheering on the home team, they've got the tools, materials, and hometown spirit to help you get it done. Tri-State Building Center in Sisseton, supporting the community, one project, one game, and one win at a time.
Well, both teams have had their chances so far in this game, but none have been able to capitalize, and no run has crossed the plate thus far for both teams. We're scoreless from Brewster Gunderson Field as we enter the top of the fourth inning. Rowan Anderson back to work for the Mallards. Stickland was left on third after that two-out double, but Chapin couldn't bring him home. It was a tough play for Chase Oldland defensively, but he made that look easy, and a nice play to stay calm and cool, collected, and fire it to Bonine at first to get out Colton Chapin, and we remain scoreless. Anderson back to work, facing a dangerous part of the lineup. Jackson Rude, Aiden Frankenstein, Chase Oldland. 3, 4, and 5 due up against Rowan. Here's the first pitch to Jackson Rude. He swings and pops it up, fouling out of play, straight back, and it's 0-1. Head coach Mark Nelson stressed in practice this week the importance of good hitting. 0-1. That one misses down low. 1-1 the count to Jackson Rude. Mallards didn't hit the ball well against Millbank last week, so he challenged his players this week in practice to really drill in on the hitting. They've taken to it well here this week. 1-1. Fastball misses outside. 2-1 the count to Rude, who singled his first time up. Was also left on second with a stolen base back in the first inning. That was when the Muskrats left 2 on and couldn't bring anybody around. 2-1. Fastball at the knees. Jacoby Anderson goes up with the right hand. 2-2. Aiden Frankenstein waits on deck. On deck's brought to you by Woodland Cabinetry. From the windup, the 2-2. Slider popped up high in the air. Nelson ranging in, calling everybody off. A couple steps to his right, dropped the ball. Nelson with a long run from short to second, drops the ball. And once again, the Muskrats catch a break. My goodness, some uncharacteristic defense this afternoon from the Mallards. Undoubtedly an E6 there for Levi Nelson. Rude's aboard first. First pitch fastball rides inside. 1-0 the count to Aiden Frankenstein. Struck out his first time up. Once again, Rude has speed over at first. He's aboard with nobody out in the top of the fourth. Anderson working from the stretch, takes a look at Rude and sets. 1-0. Shows bunt, pulls back on the outer edge for a called strike, and it's 1-1. It has just not been defensively sound this game for the Mallards. A team who's been really sure-handed on defense all season long have showed signs of vulnerability here this afternoon. 1-1. Fastball rides a little low. 2-1 the count to Frankenstein. Anderson, 4 strikeouts on the afternoon so far. Hoping his defense can bail him out here. He comes set, holds the glove with the letters. 2-1. Fastball high and inside, head level, and it's 3-1. That wind blowing around out in center field. Fly balls have really knocked the momentum of that one down and sort of popping up straight in the air toward that catch by Levi Nelson, or I should say that no catch. That wind could have certainly affected it. 3-1. Fastball dots the outer edge for a called strike. Good bounce back pitch from Anderson. He's worked it full. Elements or not, got to find ways to keep the ball in your mitt. 3-2 the count here to Aiden Frankenstein. Anderson looking for a big first out here. 3-2. Got him! Strike 3! Frankenstein goes down looking for the second time today, and there's the first out of the inning for the Mallards. 5th strikeout of the afternoon for Rylan Anderson. Again, a massive first out for the Mallards. 1 on, 1 out. Here comes Chase Odland. Popped out to Stickland his first time up. That was that remarkable diving catch back in that first that saved a run. Anderson steps off the mound, looks back Rude at first. No throw attempted. Rude gets back in there safely. Anderson works just about middle of the rubber. Leans in, gets the sign from Chapin, and comes set. Holds the glove with the letters. 0-1. Excuse me, first pitch to him is misses down low. It's 1-0, I beg your pardon. Third man to the plate this inning for the Muskrats. Coached by Tom Gregg. He's at third base doing the base coaching and giving the signs to his offense. Anderson is ready. 1-0. Fastball rides well high. Popping out of this crouch was Chapin. It's 2-0. Good hitters count here to Chase Odland. Anderson once again finding himself in a little bit of a jam here. Nothing too concerning here yet with one runner on the base path. 2-0. Fastball rides just high. 3-0 the count. Anderson looking a little frustrated after that one. Asking home plate umpire Jacoby Anderson, where was that one? Just a touch high on that fastball. 3-0 the count. Anderson has to try and work back here. Checks Rude at first and comes set. 3-0. Inside, a 4-pitch walk to Chase Odland. There's 2 aboard with 1 out for the Muskrats. Only the second walk allowed by Rowan Anderson. It's going to bring up Grady Holscher. Rude on second, Odland on first. Holscher strides to the dish. Struck out his first time up. Now there's 2 on the base path for the Muskrats here with 1 out in the top of the 4th. First pitch. Fastball dots the outer edge for a called strike. Outer third. That pitch has been relatively consistent throughout most of the afternoon. 0-1 to Grady Holscher. Milbank and Clark have made their way here. They're making use of the new hitting cage over on the first base side towards right field. 0-1. Sprayed foul and out of play straight back, and it's 0-2. High fastball. Holscher was ready for it, just well laid on it. 0-2 the count here to Grady Holscher. 2 on for the Muskrats, and if I'm Rowan Anderson here, 0-2. Time to go get him. 0-2. Check swing. Did he go? Yes, he did. Strike 3. Holscher goes down, and there's 2 gone.
2 down. The batters, number 10.
6th strikeout for Rowan Anderson. 2 on, 2 out. Here comes Hunter Binger. Muskrats once again threatening. Mallards looking to get out of the jam. First pitch. Fastball rides a little high. 1-0 the count to Hunter Binger. Hit by a pitch his first time up. Caught stealing back in the second. Anderson works middle of the rubber. Comes set. 1-0. Swing and a miss. High fastball. Hunter Binger couldn't catch up to it. 1-1 the count. 2 outs in the top of the 4th. Rude on second. Odland on first. We're scoreless on the Bolt Marketing and Stillson Service scoreboards. Anderson leans in, gets the sign and sets. Checks route at second. Again at second. 1-1. Fastball misses low. Good block by Chapin behind the plate. 2-1 the count to Binger. Zach Bonine waits on deck. Should Hunter Binger reach? Again, done that once already with that hit by pitch. Was also caught stealing on a dime of a throw by Colton Chapin. 2-1. Fastball wides well outside. Big stop sign flashed by Hunter Binger, telling his guys to stay put. 3-1 the count to Hunter Binger. Anderson and the Mallards trying to work out of this jam. They want to keep that goose egg on the board for the Muskrats. Anderson comes set. He's ready. 3-1. Fastball in there for a strike, and it's 3-2. Just caught the inside part of the plate. Full count here to Hunter Binger. Root on second, Odland on first. Muskrats threatening. Mallards looking to get out of the jam. Anderson leans in and sets. He's ready. Payoff. Grounded weakly towards third, charging over Stickland. Has it. Strong throw to first in time. Nice play by Carter Stickland. The threat is over for the Muskrats. They have 2 on, and they do not score. Let's go to the bottom of the 4th. We remain scoreless from Brewster Gunderson Field in the North Super Regional Semifinals. Back in 1 minute on Superstar Country B103.
Headed out on the road or to the big game? Stop by Stilson Service in Sisseton. Fuel up with top-quality Marathon gasoline. Grab your game day snacks, hot coffee, or a quick bite, and stock the cooler with ice-cold drinks. And if you're hitting the lake, Stilson Service has live bait and fishing supplies, too. Locally owned and proud to support the SBW Mallards, because teamwork and community go hand in hand. Stilson Service, Highway 10, Sisseton. Your one-stop for gas, gear, and good times.
Data limits and slow speeds holding your home and devices back from their potential? Venture Communications is ready to help make your smart home with their extreme Wi-Fi coverage. No data limits for all of your smart home needs, including camera systems, remote thermostat controls, and streaming needs. Free email address too. Equipment provided and maintained by Venture Communications for worry-free Wi-Fi. To get extreme Wi-Fi coverage, whether you venture in or around your home, contact Venture Communications 852-2224 or online at www.venturecom.net.
Bottom of the 4th from Brewster Gunderson Field. We're scoreless here in this one. What a contest this has been. And mind you, folks, this is the first contest of the afternoon. Did I mention that there's 2 more after this? There's Redfield and SBW right now. Then right after this, it's going to be number 6 Clark area taking on number 3 Millbank. And the winners of this game and the Clark and Millbank game will meet again at 6 o'clock tonight, where one of those teams will be going on to the state tournament next week in Brookings, South Dakota. Once again, it's been pitching and defense. Mallards have been not really defensively sound, but it's been the pitching and the ground ball and the ground balls that they've been able to get from Rylan Anderson. Odland returns against the heart of the order, Souther, Dowan, and Anderson. Good opportunity for the Mallards here to strike. Odland's first offering to Ben. Swing and a miss. Nasty slider down and away. 0-1 the count to Ben Souther. Singled his first time up. Looking to jumpstart the offense again for the Mallards, who've been quiet today. Left 3 on base so far. The Muskrats have left 5 on base. So both teams have had their opportunities. 0-1. Slider misses low and outside. Souther lays off that time, and it's 1-1. 4 seniors on this Mallards team. Carter Stickland, Will Richter, Max Dowan as well, who waits on deck. Odland with the 1-1. Slider down and away. Souther thought about it, but checked his swing in time. 2-1 the count to Ben Souther. LJ Crooks, the other senior. So it goes Stickland, Richter, Crooks, and Dowan are your 4 seniors for the Mallards. 2-1. Fastball inside corner. Jacoby Anderson goes up with the right hand, and it's 2-2. Just a picture-perfect location from Odland, and a great frame there by Zastro. 2-2 the count to Souther. Upright stance, wiggles that bat gently over the right shoulder. From that long windup, here's the 2-2. Fastball sprayed in the right field. That's going to get down for a fair ball. Souther takes the turn at first. He's running the second. Stumbled for a little bit, but the throw not in time. Souther slides in head first. He's aboard with a leadoff double. What patient hitting there by Ben Souther with a 2-strike count. Sprays it in the right field, and the Mallards in business early. Third hit of the game for the Mallards, so a total of $15 so far to a sponsorship for the Roberts County National Night Out, courtesy of Coteau Valley Federal Credit Union in Sisseton. Here's Max Dowling, reached in a hit by pitch his first time up. Bonine in on the infield grass at first. First pitch, curveball, drops in the zone for a called strike. Man, that curveball was just disgusting from Odlin. Starts at the way top of the zone and has some of the sharpest movement you'll see on a curveball. And it drops in for a strike. Souther at second, nobody out. 0-1. Curveball, oh my goodness, hit him in the helmet. Dowling is okay, but that's the second time he's been hit by a pitch today. Good to see Dowling jog that off. He looks to be okay. So once again, it's the same situation that the Mallards had in the second inning. Souther and Dowling reached the same way on a base hit and a hit by pitch. We'll get a mound visit here from the Muskrats with 2 on, nobody out. Bennett Osborne running out there to talk things through with Chase Odlin, try and settle him down. Entire infield in with him too. Well, this is a big opportunity for the Mallards. They've left 3 on base today, and again, exactly the same way it started back in the second inning. First 2 got on, but then it went pop out, strikeout in the second. Ryan Anderson is up for the second time today. He's the one that popped out in the second, with a prime opportunity here for the Mallards. Bonine still in on the infield grass at first. The rest of the infield shaded relatively normal depth, as is the outfield. First pitch to Rylan. Fastball, swing and a miss. Couldn't catch up to it. 0-1. No runs, 3 hits for the Mallards, and you have no runs, 2 hits for the Muskrats. Odlin comes set, holds the glove to the chest. 0-1. Fastball rides inside. 1-1 the count to Ryan Anderson. One of the best pitchers in the state of South Dakota to get ground balls. Just has such nasty stuff. Gets a lot of ground balls. Got one to end the threat in the top half of the 4th. 1-1. Curveball on the outside corner for a called strike, and it's 1-2. Odlin has used that curveball pretty much right from the jump, and he has been dialed in with that curveball. Anderson, big bend at the knees, wiggles that bat over the right shoulder. Odlin leans in, gets the sign from Zastro, and comes set, holds the glove with the letters. 2 on, no out in the bottom of the 4th. 1-2. Curveball cued foul, first base side. Good job by Anderson to wait on it and stay alive. That is such a tough pitch to go hit. Starts top of the zone and drops back down very sharply. Anderson showing great tenacity at the plate. Souther on second, Dowling on first. Bottom of the 4th, we're scoreless on the Bolt Marketing and Stilson Service scoreboard. You'd imagine something has to give soon. Here's the 1-2. Slider misses down and away. 2-2. Anderson evens the count. Head coach Mark Nelson claps his hands in approval, trying to fire up his offense. Odlin gets the sign from Zastro as the sun shines back out and comes set. Here's the 2-2. Fastball misses low and away. 3-2 now to Ryan Anderson. Dylan Redler waits on deck. On deck's brought to you by Woodland Cabinetry. Anderson trying to win this battle and reach base for the first time today. Odlin's ready. Anderson's ready. Here's the break even. Curveball. Got him looking. Anderson goes down on strikes. The first big out for the Muskrats.
One down, brings up number 21, Dylan Redler.
That's the fourth strikeout of the afternoon for Chase Odland. And a big first out. Because now that restarts the double play ball, which is in order. Souther at second, Dowling on first. Here's Dylan Redler. Struck out his first time today. First offering. Curveball right down the pipe for strike one. Odlin's mixing in that curveball so well to these Mallards hitters. They've had no responses for it here. Mallards looking to break the scoreless tie here. Here's the 0-1. Curveball slapped in the air towards center field. Coming in is Johnson. He won't be able to get there. Down for a base hit. Runners go station to station. What an at-bat for Dylan Redler. And the bases are loaded for Mallards with one out.
Batter is number 9, Mitch Berger.
Bases are loaded. And here comes Mitch Berger. A quick word from Jackson Rude to Chase Odland. Jackson Rude letting Chase know to take a deep breath, but he's in a jam right here. Bases loaded, one out in the bottom of the fourth. Here comes Mitch Berger. Celebrated a birthday yesterday, and even though it's a day late, he'd love a belated birthday present right now. Corners in on the infield. First pitch to Berger. Fastball low, good block there by Zastro. 1-0 the count to Mitch Berger. Struck out looking his first time up. It's been a quiet day for the bottom of the lineup here so far in this one. Berger looking to break through and break the scoreless tie. Odland sets. 1-0. Fastball inside corner, strike one. Mitch Berger did not like the call whatsoever. But they'll have to dig back in. Count even at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out in the bottom of the fourth. Bases loaded for the Mallards. Berger looking to deliver big. Odland looking to get out of the jam. 1-1. Swing and a miss on that nasty curveball. And it's 1-2. Well, if that's the pitch to go after the Mallards hitters, then that's that, because that curveball's been working all afternoon long. Odland quick to work here on Mitch Berger. Works first base side of the rubber. Gets the sign from Zastro and sets. He's ready. 1-2. Fastball rides just high. 2-2 the count to Mitch Berger. Looking to speed Berger up. Did not fool him with the fastball. Berger's ready. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Curveball. Berger goes down for the second time, and there's 2 gone. Fifth strikeout of the afternoon for Odland, and there's 2 gone. And that's going to bring up Will Richter. Bases loaded, 2 outs for the Mallards. They're looking to break the scoreless tie. Odland looking to get out of the jam. First pitch to Will. Fastball right down the pipe for strike one. Richter tried to show bunt his first time up back in the third. Small ball approach did not work for him there, as he would later strike out. And now that completely taken away from him here. Here's the 0-1. Fastball misses low and inside. 1-1 the count to Will Richter. Richter, one of the 4 seniors on this Mallards team, trying to deliver big in the bottom of the fourth. Bases loaded for the Mallards, 2 outs. Odland's ready. 1-1. Fastball rides high. 2-1 the count to Will Richter. And here's where the virtue of patience comes in so effectively here. Mallards are a very aggressive team, but They want to make Oldland work. And so far they're doing it, and they want to plate some runs. 2-1. Slapped foul and out of play, straight back. And it's 2-2. Twos across the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th. Scoreless tie from Brewster Gunderson Field. Bases loaded. Richter trying to deliver big. Oldland to the Muskrats. Looking to get out of the jam and leave him loaded. Oldland works first base side of the rubber. Comes set. He's ready. 2-2. Weakly grounded, just foul. Richter just gets a piece of it, and he remains alive. It was a curveball down and away. Richter reached out, and he somehow got it off the end of the bat. Richter digs back in. Upright stance, bends at the knees. Rests that bat on the right shoulder. Oldland leans in, gets the sign, and sets. And here we go again. 2-2. Fastball inside. Richter's worked it full. Bases loaded. 2 outs. Full count. No place to put him. Oldland looking to get out of the jam. Mallard's looking to break the scoreless tie. We've been scoreless through 3.5. Runners will be on the move here. Oldland from the windup. There go the runners. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Down goes Richter, and Oldland and the Muskrats work out of the bases loaded jam. We remain scoreless from Brewster Gunderson Field. We'll go to the top of the 5th. Back in 1 minute on Superstar Country B103.
Spring is here, and so are the savings at First Call Auto Parts Napa. Right now, get 10% off select lawn and garden and marine batteries. Perfect for powering up your mower or getting your boat ready for the water. And don't forget your ride. Gear up for big savings on car care accessories with everything you need to clean, shine, and protect your vehicle. Stop today at First Call Auto Parts Napa in Sisseton, Webster, or Wheaton, and drive into spring ready for anything. On the road or on the field, performance matters. That's why Warner Automotive in Britain is proud to keep our hometown rolling. They're your neighbors, and they know how to keep your vehicle in top shape. From name brand tires and wheels to oil changes, brakes, shocks, struts, and transmission fluid flushes, plus complete undercar service, they've got the skill and service you can count on. Foreign or domestic, they'll get it fixed right. Call or book online. Warner Automotive in Britain. Hometown service, winning results.
Top of the 5th, we've played an hour and 14 minutes officially in this ball game, and we still remain scoreless. What an effort from Chase Oldland and the Muskrats to work out of the bases loaded jam back in the bottom of the 4th. That gives the Muskrats a lot of momentum on the offensive side, and a big reaction from the dugout and their fan base after that one as well. They should. Rowan Anderson returns to work. Zach Bonine, the first to face him. First pitch misses inside, ball 1. Bonine, Hudson Binger, Micah Zastro due up in this top of the 5th. We're scoreless through 4. 1-0. Fouled straight back to the fencing, 1-1. Anderson back to work. He's pitched well here, been in a couple of jams so far in this game. And the defense, again, has not been sound for the Mallards, but the pitching is what is getting them out of it. Fastball pumped in the inside corner for strike 2. Anderson's had a great afternoon here so far. 6 strikeouts on the afternoon, as does Oldland. 1-2. Fastball rides high and inside. 2-2 the count to Bonine. Bonine struck out his first time up. 8-9-1 due up for Tom Gregg's Muskrats. Anderson quick to work. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Slider gets Bonine chasing. 1 up and 1 down. Strikeouts brought to you by North Star Federal Credit Union. That's number 7 for Rowan Anderson. That's going to bring up Hudson Binger. And if the Mallards need a quick inning, this would be the one to do it. First pitch, fastball, lower rail, strike one. Hudson Binger singled his last time up in the third. Retired via the 5-4 putout in that inning as well. Fastball misses down low in the dirt, 1-1. That wind still blowing in from center field. Infield, outfield shaded, relatively normal depth. 1-1. Fastball missed just inside with a shake of the head from home plate umpire Jacoby Anderson. 2-1 the count here to Hudson Binger. Anderson once again quick to work. Here's the pitch. High fastball, 3-1 the count to Hudson Binger. There is an arm loose in the bullpen on the left field side for the Mallards. Can't quite see a number as of right now. Looks to be Caden Mills. We'll keep an eye on that for you. 3-1 the count to Binger. The pitch. Fastball dots the outside corner for strike two. Anderson's worked it full. On deck's brought to you by Woodland Cabinetry. It's Micah Zastro who waits on deck. Anderson is ready to go. Break even. Grounded back up the middle. Nelson played perfectly, though. A couple steps to his left, gobbles it up, fires to first in time. 2 up and 2 down here in the fifth. That's going to bring up Micah Zastro. Picture perfect day from Brewster Gunderson Field. North Super Regional Semifinals. It'll take 2 wins for either of these teams to advance to the state tournament next week in Brookings. Here's Micah Zastro. First pitch dots the outside corner for a strike. Zastro struck out, also reached on the fielder's choice with the 5-4 putout. That was back in the third inning. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss. Blew the fastball right by him, and it's 0-2. Anderson looking to finish the fifth inning strong. 2 up, 2 down. Quickly ahead 0-2. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Down goes Zastro. A drop third. Chapin will throw to first to complete the strikeout just in case, but Zastro already jogging back to the dugout. It'll be officially recorded as a strikeout, the 8th for Rowan Anderson, and the Muskrats go 1, 2, 3. Let's go to the bottom of the fifth. Mallards will look to get the bats going here when you come back in 1 minute on Superstar Country B103.
Need custom gear? Visit 605 Design and Apparel on Veterans Avenue. They specialize in unique logos and designs with direct transfers and embroidery on t-shirts, hoodies, caps, and have a great selection of Sisseton Redmond apparel in store. Whether it's for your business, school, sports team, family reunion, or party, they'll personalize it with a quick turnaround. For standout designs and speedy service, choose 605 Design and Apparel in Sisseton. Check them out on Facebook today.
Since 1970, Holland Oil has been a family-owned name you can trust for quality service. From top-of-the-line tires to expert work at the Napa Auto Care Center, they've got your vehicle covered. Now's the time to check your alignment, suspension, and brakes to keep your ride running smooth. Inside Napa Auto Parts, you'll find Milwaukee tools, Napa Gold filters, and the parts you need to get the job done. Plus, fuel up at Holland C-Store. Holland Oil, over 50 years of total care for you and your vehicle. Check them out on Facebook.
We've played 4.5 here from Brewster Gunderson Field in Sisseton, South Dakota, and we are still scoreless. What a game this has been here from Brewster Gunderson. I mean, for the coaches, probably they're saying otherwise because I know the coaches don't like close games whatsoever, but this has sure been a heck of a contest, highlighted once again by pitching and defense. What a pitcher's duel this has been between Rowan Anderson and Chase Odland. For Anderson and the Mallards, able to retire the Muskrats in order, and Chase Odland returns to work against the top of the order for the Mallards. Levi Nelson, Carter Stickwin, Colton Chapin. This begins the third trip of the order for the Mallards here. Nelson 0 for 2. Third time around, will that be the charm against Chase Odland, who's pitched lights out here this afternoon? Here's the first delivery from Odland. Fastball low in the dirt. 1-0 to Levi Nelson. Head coach Mark Nelson always loves to ask his players questions, and in return, he loves it when the players ask him questions, asking, hey, what's on your mind? What would you like to tell me that we should do? 1-0. Fouled back on the curveball, 1-1. I think that's really important for any coach and player relationship in the game of baseball, to be open to have those kind of conversations. Sure, it's the job on the coach to lead, motivate, and guide you, but when you open the feedback from the players who played this game for such a long time, it creates a great relationship between them. 1-1. Curveball, swing and a miss. 1-2 the count to Levi Nelson. Odland barely showing any signs of fatigue, especially with that curveball. 1-2 the count to Levi Nelson, trying to jumpstart the offense for the Mallards. From the windup, here's the 1-2. Curveball, check swing, did he go? He did not, says first base umpire Doug Rusink, crew chief over there at first. And it's 2-2. Count even here. Odland is ready. Takes a long pause. Now he begins his windup. 2-2. Fastball in the dirt. Nelson's worked the count full. Here come the Mallard fans right below us, urging Levi Nelson to get something started for SBW. 4 hits for the Mallards here this afternoon, but no runs to show for it. Nelson looking to get on base for the first time this afternoon. The break even. Curveball grounded weakly right back to Odland. Nelson claps his hands in frustration as Odland calmly floats it to Bonin at first. 1 up and 1 down for the Muskrats here. That's going to bring up Carter Stickland. Been a tough afternoon at the plate for Levi Nelson as he'll trot back to the dugout. Stickland 1 for 2 today. Ground out and a double. Was left on third back in the third inning. Odland now gets ready to face Stickland for the third time this afternoon. First pitch to him. Fastball rides high. 1-0 the count to Carter Stickland. Carter, well-rounded athlete here in the Mallards team. Senior in the basketball team for the Sisseton Redmen. Stickland's ready. Odland's ready from the long windup. 1-0. Curveball misses high and inside. A good hitter's count here to Carter Stickland. The Mallards have left 6 men on base this afternoon. Muskrats have left 5. And again, one of these you feel like has to give eventually. 2-0. Fastball stroked into center field. That's going to get down for a base hit. Patient 2-0 hitting for Stickland. He's aboard with a 1-out single. Stickland continues his good day at the plate. He's now 2 for 3 with a single, double, and a ground out.
Number 15, pitcher Colton Chapin.
Here comes Colton Chapin, who's developed quite the power stroke, but has not showed it here today with a little pop out and a ground out. Both times Odland was the benefactor of the put out. There goes Stickland. Curveball drops in there for strike 1. Throw down to second base. Sails well wide, but a great catch by Rude backing up Zastro. And that keeps Stickland at second. Either way, it's a stolen base. 0-1 the count to Colton Chapin. Stickland in scoring position at second base. We're scoreless in the bottom of the 5th. Stickland's got a massive lead from second. 0-1. Fouled straight back over our heads, and it's 0-2. That narrowly missed the 3 cars in a row behind us. You always got to be careful. Big open parking lot here. Those foul balls could find a target anywhere. 0-2 the count to Colton Chapin. 1 on, 1 out for the Mallards. Odland's 0-2. Rather, a back pick attempt, no throw, and he'll look Stickland back to second base, who dives back in with a head-first slide. Chapin looking for a ground ball, particularly on the right side, to move over Stickland, or something better. 0-2. Inside, 1-2 the count. Stickland doing a lot of dancing and hopping around from his lead at second. You want to get a lead, but you don't want to get too precarious on the base path. Here's the 1-2. Missed down and away with the curveball. 2-2 the count to Colton Chapin. Ben Souther, what a day he's had. He waits on deck. On Deck's brought to you by Woodland Cabinetry. 5th inning brought to you by Venture Communications. Stickland, again, massive lead from second base. And a back pick throw to second, sliding back in safely. And you know what? The tag was way off. I should say Holscher was way off at second base, but Stickland has got to be a little smarter there. If Holscher was playing correctly on the right-hand side of second base, he would have been thrown out. Stickland's got to be smarter on the base path here. Count is 2-2 to Colton Chapin. Olin's ready. 2-2. Curveball inside, hit him. Chapin wears that one sort of on the right forearm, and he'll trot down to first. Two on, one out for the Mallards, and before the Ben Souther strides to the plate, we'll have a courtesy runner coming out for Colton Chapin, and that courtesy runner is Drew Heitman. So it's Stickland at second, Heitman on first. And here comes Ben Souther. He's 2 for 2 today with a single and a double. So here we go again. Mallards have 2 on, 1 out in the bottom of the 5th. And we've seen this song and dance before from SBW. Can they finally cash it off in the latter part of this ball game? Odlin's ready. First pitch to Souther. Curveball yanked in the air toward right field. Well fouling out of play. Souther ready to go on that first pitch. Ben Souther's been clutch this season. That series against Dual, he scored 6 of the Mallards' 16 runs on 3 2-run doubles. Odlin takes a long look at Stickland at second. 0-1. Inside, that hits Souther. And all of a sudden, with back-to-back hit-by pitches, the bases are loaded with 1 out. And we're going to get a mound visit here from the Muskrats. And could this be the end of the day for Chase Odland? Hasn't made an official indication yet. Has Coach Bennett Osborne as he strides out to the mound to have a word with Chase Odland and the entire infield. Nelson started this inning with a weak ground out to Chase Odland, and since then, the next 3 Mallards in a row have all reached. Stickland's now at third, Heitman at second, Souther on first. And Odland is going to be remaining in this game. Double play ball is in order for the Muskrats here. And here comes Max Dowan. He's been hit by a pitch twice today.
Now batting for Sisseton, number 3, first baseman Max Dowan.
Bases loaded, 1 out here again for the Mallards. Deja vu of the 4th inning. They're looking to cash in for the second for this time. First pitch, high and inside to Max Dowan. 1-0 the count. Stickland on third, Heitman on second, Souther on first, bases loaded, 1 out in the bottom of the 5th, and a scoreless tie. Odland will step off, give himself time to breathe, and now he toes that rubber as he works first base side. Bonine in on the infield grass. Just at the edge is Aiden Frankenstein at third. 1-0. Inside, it hit him! Dowan gets hit for the 3rd time today, and the scoreless tie has been broken. Stickland trots home. It's 1-0 Mallards. So a frustrating day for Dowen, being hit 3 times, but it produces a run. And the Mallards will take anything at this point. Here's Rylan Anderson. First pitch to him. Fastball rides high. Ball 1. It's now Heitman at third. Souther at second. Dowen at first. Corners in on the infield. 1-0 Mallards in the bottom of the 5th. 1-0. Inside. That hits Anderson. The wheels falling apart for Odland. Heitman trots home. It's 2-0 Mallards. That is 4 straight hit by pitches for Chase Odland, and that is going to be the end of the day for Chase here. Looks like head coach Tom Gregg made the official indication. We'll wait just a touch before we head off to break here, and indeed, Chase Odland's day is done. Lincoln Kilker will take the spot of Rylan Anderson at first as the courtesy runner, and we'll have a pitching change, a call to the bullpen, brought to you by Sisseton Livestock Auction. We'll take a quick break. We'll get you the new name and number back in 30 seconds. 2-0 Mallards. Back in 30 on Superstar Country B103.
Sisseton Wahpeton Health and Fitness Center was established in 1999. They provide state-of-the-art exercise equipment in a quality, safe, and professional environment. They have personal trainers and a registered dietitian available and have daily classes with challenges in walking and running clubs. Now offering 24-hour access to all local residents. Call 698-3922 and get fit and healthy again. Sisseton Wahpeton Health and Fitness is proud to support all area high school athletics.
Back at Brewster Gunderson Field, the Mallards have finally broken the scoreless tie. They lead at 2-0 off of 4 straight hit by pitches by Chase Odland. His afternoon is done, and taking his spot on the mound is Jackson Rude. He moves in from shortstop to the mound, and Chase Odland will now go from the pitcher's mound to shortstop. So a defensive switch brought to you by 605 Design and Apparel. Mallards rallying here. Final line for Odland, not officially closed yet. He's responsible for all 3 runners on base. And what a big spot this is, and a tough spot at that for Jackson Rude to come into for relief. Odland goes 4 1/3 innings pitched here in this contest. 6 strikeouts on the afternoon for Chase. No walks allowed either by Chase Odland. He's also allowed 5 hits throughout this contest. And his line in terms of runs not officially closed yet. Jackson Rude takes his spot. Odland now at short. This is a pitcher the Mallards have seen before in Jackson Rude. Here comes Dylan Redler, 1 for 2 with a single and a strikeout. Bases remain loaded. Corners are in. First pitch. Curveball misses high. 1-0 the count to Dylan Redler. Souther on third. Dowen on second. Kilker at first. Rude in a big spot here. Redler looking to keep the inning going. 1-0. Inside, 2-0. A good hitter's count to Dylan Redler. This team just keeps finding ways. It's been their mantra all season long, and they're looking to add even more. 2-0. Fastball, that finds the outside corner for a called strike. Redler did not like the call, thought it was outside, but that pitch again has been called pretty consistently all afternoon long. Rude comes set, holds the glove of the belt. 2-1. In the dirt, 3-1 the count to Redler. No place to put him here for the Muskrats. Bases loaded, 1 out in the bottom of the 5th. Mallards lead 2-0 on the Bolt Marketing and Stilson Service scoreboards. Rude's ready. 3-1. Outside, he walked him. 6 consecutive Mallards have now reached. Trotting home is Souther. It's 3-0 Mallards. So now it's Dowen at third, Kilker on second, Redler on first. The inning remains alive for the Mallards. They still only have one out. Here's Mitch Berger. First pitch, swing and a miss. Blew the fastball right by him, did Rude, and it's 0-1. So that third run will be charged to Oldland. The 0-1. Little blooper past the second baseman, Holster in the right field for a base hit. Here comes Darwin to score. The throw comes into second. The tag, they got him. So Redler's retired at second on the 9-4 putout. Darwin does score, though. It's 4-0 Mallards. So Kilker at third, Berger on first. There's two gone, and here comes Will Richter. Runners at the corners, 2 outs for the Mallards here. They now lead 4-0. 9th man to the plate for the Mallards this inning in the form of Will Richter. Throw back to first, not in time as Berger slides back in safely. That's now 7 consecutive Mallards have reached this inning. First pitch to Richter. Missed outside with the slider. 1-0 the count to Will. Struck out twice today, including back in the 4th inning when the Mallards left him loaded. Mallards have been able to plate 4 this inning. They have a 4-0 lead over the Muskrats. 1-0 the count to Richter. On the way. Outside, a good hitter's count to Will. It's 2-0. Kilker on third, Berger on first. 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th. Mallards lead 4-0. Rude sets. Throws back to first. Berger back in there safely. And time called here by head coach Mark Nelson. And we're going to get a courtesy runner here for Mitch Berger at first. He'll get taken out, and taking his spot. Can't quite see a number too well.
Number 9, Mitch Berger.
I beg your pardon, Berger's at first. There goes Berger from first, 2-0, misses high, throw down to second base, sails off the glove, and Kilker did not go from third, and head coach Mark Nelson is livid at third base. Kilker not paying attention. So Berger takes second on the stolen base, 2 in scoring position for the Mallards. Next pitch in the dirt, and that's going to draw a walk for Richter. A 4-pitch walk, and the bases remain loaded. Missed opportunity, though, for the Mallards, with Kilker not running from third. But the inning continues. Levi Nelson back up for the 10th straight hitter to the plate. First pitch, curveball, in there for strike 1. Kilker on third, Berger on second, Richter on first. Nelson started this inning with a 1-3 ground out. 0-1. That one missed just high. 1-1 the count to Levi Nelson. The only runner left that Oldland would be responsible for is Kilker. He's at third. 1-1. Sprayed foul straight back, and it is 1-2 to Levi Nelson. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th. Mallards lead 4-0 over the Muskrats. Rude trying to get out and limit the damage. 1-2. That one in the dirt. Good block by Zastro, and it's 2-2. Nelson 0 for 3 today. He's looking to reach for the first time this afternoon. Rude from the windup. 2-2. Fly ball in the air toward right field, fouled out of play. Good battle here between Nelson and Rude. Bases loaded, 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th. Mallards looking to keep it going. Muskrats trying to work out of it. Rude from the windup. Here's the 2-2. Grounded back up the middle into center field for a base hit. Kilker scores. Here comes Berger from second. He will score without a throw. A 2-1 single for Levi Nelson, and it's 6-0 Mallards. A 6 spot in the 5th for the Mallards. They've broken it open here. They lead 6-0. And stepping off the mound is Rude, and he will watch Levi Nelson head back to first. Another snap throw back to first, and Nelson back in there. So it's now Richter on third, Nelson on first. He's aboard for the first time today. The 11th man to the plate is Carter Stickland. Another throw back to first, and that might have caught Nelson in a bad way, but stealing home there is Richter on the throw, and what a heads-up base running by Will. It's 7-0 Mallards. The Mallards have played it all 7 in this 5th inning. So now that just leaves Nelson at first with 2 outs. Mallards lead 7-0. First pitch, runner goes high and inside. Throw down to second base. Not going to nearly be in time. Nelson aboard second with a stolen base. The dam is finally broke open for SBW in this 5th. 7-0 Mallards lead. Nelson on second in scoring position. 1-0. Fastball dots the outside corner for a called strike. Stickland didn't like the call. Stickland's had a great day today. 2 for 3. Single, double, ground out. He's looking to keep this inning going and potentially plate Levi Nelson. 1-1. Fouled straight back to the fencing. It's 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th. Rude trying to get out of this inning that's been a nightmare for the Muskrats. Stickland digs back in. Rude leans in, gets the sign from Zastro and sets. The 1-2. Missed high with the curveball. 2-2 the count to Stickland. Colton Chapin waits on deck. On deck's brought to you by Woodland Cabinetry. Should Stickland reach. 11th man to the plate. And a throw back to second. Levi Nelson slides back in with a head-first slide. It's been those big leads at second that Odland was not afraid to throw back to, and now Rude with a snap throw back to second. Mallard's got to be smart on the base path. 2-2. Fastball rides high. 3-2 the count to Carter Stickland. This has been an inning to remember for the Mallards here in this one. 3-2. There goes Nelson. Slapped foul and out of play, third base side. This has been a tough pitcher's duel, defense, gritted out game. The Mallards have broken it open, and they've broken it open big in this 5th inning. They lead 7-0. Rude's ready. With the 3-2, there goes Nelson. Grounded deep in the hole at short, and played on the backhand there by Odland. Nelson caught in a rundown from third to home. He's in a pickle. Zastro runs it down. Throw back to third. Tag. They got him. And head coach Mark Nelson absolutely livid with the base running. Once again, the side is retired. However, 11 men to the plate for the Mallards, and they've played it 7 in this bottom of the 5th. Let's go to the top of the 6th. 7-0 Mallards back in 1 minute on Superstar Country B103.
Great people, quality product. That's what you'll see in our experienced staff of Scott's Lumber, who makes it their mission to get to know you more than just another customer, but like a friend helping a friend. Stop on in and check out their large selection of lumber, millwork, cabinets, windows, flooring, window treatments, doors, hardware, and so much more. Stop and see the the experts at Scott's Lumber when you're planning your project. Take advantage of their expert advice to help you through do-it-yourself projects at Scott's Lumber of Britain and Sioux Falls.
Looking for the perfect spot to relax? Lake Traverse Resort is this area's favorite hotspot on beautiful Lake Traverse. Grab your friends and enjoy a cold beverage and a delicious meal from our full menu. Need a place to stay? LTR also has daily camping sites and cozy cabins for rent, plus a boat ramp for easy lake access. Be sure to follow us on Facebook for great specials. Don't miss out. Lake Traverse Resort, proud sponsor of high school sports.
The Mallards break the scoreless tie, and they do it in a big way. They're up 7-0 over the Muskrats in the top of the 6th inning. After a 7 spot in the bottom of the 5th, Rylan Anderson's day is done, and a call to the bullpen brought to you by Sisseton Livestock Auction. It's Caden Mills who now takes over on the mound for the Mallards. Rylan Anderson, what a remarkable afternoon it was for Rylan, sort of taking you through his final line here. 8 strikeouts in the afternoon for Rylan Anderson. Only gave up 2 walks as well, allowing 2 hits and no runs for Rylan Anderson. A remarkable outing for Rylan. And now Caden Mills enters the 6th inning, and he has a 7-run cushion to work with here. First up for the Muskrats is Noah Johnson. Johnson, Rude, Frankenstein do up 2, 3, and 4. A dangerous part of the order. Mallards cannot get complacent here. 1-0 misses well inside, 2-0. And again, you saw it last inning, too, where the Mallards just have not been sharp on base running this afternoon again. Plenty of frustration shown from head coach Mark Nelson. That one misses down low, 3-0, so 3 straight balls to start for Caden Mills. Looking to get back into the count against a dangerous Noah Johnson. 3-0. Taken all the way right down the Broadway for strike 1. Johnson reached on a walk back in the 1st, also grounded it into a double play back in the 3rd. Mills quick to work. 3-1. Inside, he walked him, so a 5-pitch walk to Noah Johnson. He's aboard for the 2nd time today. That's going to bring up Jackson Rude. He's reached twice today on a single and an error. That error came back in the 4th inning. Johnson, not a known base stealer. He's at first. Nobody out in the top of the 6th. First pitch from Mills. Fastball on the inside corner for a called strike. Chapin briefly bobbled it, but collected it, but Johnson stays put at first. Mills once again quick to work here on Rude. For that next pitch, runner goes in there for that one, misses high. Throw down to second is not in time. So Noah Johnson just asked me, are you sure about that? I'm not a known base stealer. And he's aboard at second. And my apologies, that pitch was called a strike. It was a late strike call, so it's 0-2 to Jackson Rude. Runner on second. Nobody out. Here's the 0-2. Grounded weakly towards third. Sticklin has it. Fires to first in time. Johnson stays put as Sticklin looks off. Johnson at second. There's one gone in the top of the 6th. That's going to bring up Aiden Frankenstein. Been a tough afternoon for him at the plate with 2 strikeouts. Both of those courtesy of Rylan Anderson. First pitch against Caden Mills. Curveball drops in the zone for a called strike. Johnson at second. He's in scoring position for the Muskrats. They trail by 7 on the Bolt Marketing and Stilson Service scoreboard. Mills quick to work. Here's the 0-1. Chopped foul right between the wickets of home plate umpire Jacoby Anderson, and it's 0-2. After those 3 straight balls to start the relief appearance for Caden Mills, he's bounced back pretty well here so far, able to induce a weak ground ball out, and now quickly ahead in the count here, 0-2, with 1 out and a runner on second. Here's the pitch. Curveball, got him looking! Frankenstein goes down for a 3rd time today, all of them looking, and there's 2 gone. Strikeouts brought to you by North Star Federal Credit Union. The first strikeout of the afternoon for Caden Mills. That's the 9th strikeout combined for Muskrat hitters. Here's Chase Odland. First pitch to him. Fastball dots the outside corner for a called strike. Mills gets the sign from Chapin. He's ready. 0-1. Fastball in the dirt. Good block by Colton. 1-1 the count to Chase Odland. Been pitching lights out all afternoon, and the Mallards get to him. Hold after 4 1/3. Mills takes a long look at second, and time called by Chase Odland at the plate. Popped out today and reached on a walk as well. Mills digs back in, toes the middle of the rubber. 1-1, curveball misses high and inside. Tried a quick pitch there, didn't fool Odland. 2-1 the count to Chase. Takes a look at Johnson on second, the 2-1. That one in the dirt as well. 3-1 the count to Chase Odland. Grady Holscher waits on deck. On deck's brought to you by Woodland Cabinetry. The 6th inning brought to you by Venture Communications. Mills comes set, holds above the belt. 3-1. That one just a touch low. Odland's aboard with his second walk today, and there's 2 on for the Muskrats with 2 outs. First walk of the afternoon. Beg your pardon, the second walk of the afternoon for Cade Mills. Johnson at second, Odland on first. That's going to bring up Grady Holscher. 0 for 2 today with 2 strikeouts. Mills takes a look at Johnson at second. And a back throw back to shortstop there. Levi Nelson, interesting choice, even though nobody was covering, just in case Johnson might have hesitated in between the base path. Now Mills digs back in. First pitch, high and inside with the fastball to Grady Holscher, 1-0. Muskrats finished the regular season 6-10 with 2 straight wins to close it out. And their season's on the line here. They're down 7-0. 1-0. In the dirt, good block by Chapin. 2-0 the count to Grady Holscher. Mills not trying to overthrow that fastball too much. Been having a little bit of a tough time trying to find the zone here. Here's the 2-0. Curveball, swing and a miss. Nasty stuff from Caden. Good bounce back pitch. And it's 2-1. 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. 2 on. Mallards lead 7-0. Mills takes a long look, gets the sign from Colton and sets. 2-1. Low and outside, 3-1 the count to Grady Holscher. And waiting on deck is Davey Bixler, who has grabbed a bat, so he'll be waiting on deck. Mills ready with the 3-1. Looks back. Johnson at second. He'll throw to Nelson, and Johnson gets back in there safely.
Get better. Let's go.
Mills works middle of the rubber. Holscher digs back in. 3-1 count. 2 outs in the top of the 6th. Mills is ready. 3-1. Grounded weakly towards first, gobbled up by Dowan. He'll step on the bag unassisted, and the side is retired. Well, 2 runners on for the Muskrats, but they do not score. It's been a goose egg all 6 innings for the Muskrats. Let's go to the bottom of the 6th. Mallard still leads 7-0. Back in 1 minute on Superstar Country B103.
At Woodland Cabinetry in Sisseton, we don't just build cabinets, we build futures. As an employee-owned company, every team member has a stake in our success. That means more pride in the work, more dedication to quality, and more reason to go that extra mile. Whether you're looking for a great place to work or custom cabinetry made with care, Woodland Cabinetry delivers. Stop by or visit woodlandcabinetry.com and see what employee ownership really looks
Thielen Auto Body in Sisseton to get you back in the game. From dings and dents to full collision repair, Thielen's experienced crew delivers top-notch workmanship with hometown service you can trust. Just like our Mallards, they know the value of teamwork and doing the job right. Thielen Auto Body Shop in Sisseton, proud to stand behind the SBW Mallards and proud to keep you rolling strong all season long.
To the bottom of the sixth we go here from Brewster Gunderson Field, 7-0 Mallards. You're listening to SBW Mallards Varsity Baseball on Superstar Country B103, 102.9 FM, KBWS, Sisseton, Britton, Webster. Jackson Rude returns to work after getting the final 2 outs in the bottom of the fifth. That was nightmare fuel for the Redfield area Muskrats. They trail 7-0, and their season is on the line here. Mallards looking to get that first win that would lock them in to Game 3 later this evening. Colton Chapin due up first to face Rude. It's Chapin, Souther, and Dowan due up. Here's Rude's first pitch to Colton. Swinging a weak chopper towards shortstop, gobbled up in a couple hops by Odland, and throws it well over the head of Bonine. Chapin rounds first, heads to second. He'll make it without a throw. Odland looked like he had plenty of time, but just sailed the throw over to the first base dugout, and Chapin will be taken out for a courtesy runner, that being Drew Heitman. And they'll call that a single and an error on the throw.
Now batting is number 44, Ben Souther.
Heitman at second, already in scoring position for the Mallards. Here comes Ben Souther. First pitch, curveball, high and inside to Ben. And it's 1-0. Nobody out in the bottom of the sixth. Mallards leads 7-0. Grude's 1-0. On the outside corner for a called strike. Souther's reached all 3 times today. Single, double, hit by pitch. Rude holds the glove at the belt. 1-1. Slider misses well away. Good blocking behind the plate by Zastro. 2-1 the count to Ben Souther. Big bend to the knees for Ben. Wiggles that bat high over the right shoulder. Rude comes set. 2-1. Fastball dots the outside corner. Strike 2. Good pitch there from Rude. 2-2 the count to Ben Souther. Heitman on second. Scoring position for the Mallards. Nobody out in the bottom of the sixth. Here's the 2-2. That one finds the bottom rail. Called strike 3. Souther goes down looking, and there's one away.
Batters number 3.
First strikeout of the afternoon for Jackson Rude. And here comes Max Dowan. It's been a strange day for him. 3 times he's reached, all 3 on the hit by pitches. Swing and a miss on a high curveball. 0-1 the count to Max. Here's the 0-1. Inside, and that hits him again. The 4th hit by pitch for Max Dowan. I mean, does Max Dowan have like a magnet in his batting helmet or something? Goodness gracious. Even that wouldn't attract a baseball, but either way, crazy day for Dowan. A 4th hit by pitch. Caden Mills has grabbed a bat. He's now at the plate. First pitch. Misses outside. Mills pinch hitting for Ryan Anderson. Anderson finishes his offensive day with a pop out, a strikeout, and a hit by pitch. The 1-0 to Caden Mills. High and outside with the fastball. 2-0 the count to Caden. Came in for Anderson in relief in the 6th. Was in a jam, able to work out of it. Rude now in a jam with 1 out in the bottom of the 6th. Down on first. Heitman on second. 2-0. Outside, 3-0 the count to Caden Mills. Dylan Redler waits on deck for the Mallards. On deck's brought to you by Woodland Cabinetry. 3-0. Missed high, a 4-pitch walk to Caden Mills, and the bases are loaded again for the Mallards with 1 out. Heitman on third. Dowan on second. Mills on first. Dylan Redler strides to the plate. The winning run is at first base via the run rule.
Batters number 21, Dylan Redler.
And we'll get time called as we'll get a pinch runner out there for the Mallards. And once again, it's Lincoln Kilker taking the spot of Caden Mills. So it's Heitman on third, Dowan on second, Kilker on first. Mallards trying to get that extra speed on the base path. So Kilker represents the game-winning run via the run rule at first base. First pitch to Redler. On the bottom rail, called a strike. Redler, again, does not like the call. 0-1 the count to Dylan. He's reached twice today on a single and a walk. Also struck out today. Redler swings and hits a high pop-up first base side. Bonine running over, still running over towards the dugout. And out of play as that hits the roof of the first base dugout. Quickly 0-2 the count.
Good arm, Blue.
Here to Dylan Redler. Rude is ahead in the count. We're going to make quick work of Dylan Redler here. Redler looking to produce here for the Mallards. 0-2. Sprayed foul back to the fencing. Redler stays alive as he caught up to the fastball. Heitman on third, Dowan on second, Kilker on first. 0-2 the count to Dylan Redler. Rude's ready. The strike two. Curveball misses well high. 1-2 the count to Dylan Redler. 7-0 Mallards. Been that way since the fifth after a 7 spot in the bottom of the fifth for SBW. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Couldn't catch up to the high cheese. Redler goes down on strikes for the second time this afternoon. There's 2 gone. Second strikeout of the afternoon for Jackson Rude. Strikeouts brought to you every game by North Star Federal Credit Union.
Batter is number 9, Mitch.
Here comes Mitch Berger. He has the bases loaded with 2 outs. First pitch to Berger, misses well outside. Zastro has that pop out of his glove, but not anywhere near far enough for the runners to advance. Berger's had 2 strikeouts, also reached on the fielder's choice back in the fifth. It's one of the 7 runs plated in that bottom of the fifth. 1-0. Outside, Berger not biting on the outside fastball, and it's 2-0. Good hitters count to Berger. Rude trying to get out of this inning, keep the Mallards at 7. 2-0. That one, a high fastball, but called a strike just on the top part of the zone. 2-1 the count to Mitch Berger. Kilker once again at first. He represents the game-winning run via the run rule. 2-1. Fouled back to the fencing, and it's 2-2. Good bounce-back pitch there from Rude. 2s across the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th. 7-0 Mallards on the Bolt Marketing and Stilson Service scoreboards. Rude steps off momentarily, retoes the rubber as he works first base side of it. He's ready. Rude leans in, gets the sign from Zastro and sets, holds the glove at the belt. 2-2. Sprayed foul back to the fencing. Berger stays alive again. Good battle here between Rude and Berger. Heitman on third, Dowan on second, Kilker on first. Bases loaded, 2 outs for the Mallards. They lead 7-0. Rude sets. Again the 2-2. High fastball. And here you go again. Full count, bases loaded, 2 outs, no place to put him. Berger digs back in. Rude's ready. Runners will be off with the pitch. 3-2. There they go. Inside. He walked him. Heitman trots home. Runners go station to station. 8-0 Mallards. So it's now Dowen on third, Mills at second, Kilker at second, and Berger at first. Here comes Will Richter. First pitch to Will. Fastball finds the outside corner for a called strike, and it's 0-1. Seventh man to the plate in Richter. Nelson waits on deck should Richter reach. Here's the 0-1. Down low, good block there by Zastro. Dowen's at third, and Kilker at second. Should Kilker score, that would be the game via the run rule. 1-1. High pop-up in on the infield. Zastro running back towards the fence, battling the sun. He can't find it, but it's 1-2 the count to Will Richter. Richter with that red and white batting helmet. School colors of his Britton Hecla Braves. Remarkable season for him. For basketball in his senior season. Just graduated high school not too long ago. Shade falls over Brewster Gunderson Field. 1-2. Slapped into center field. That's going to get... Johnson dives. Did he make the catch? He did! My goodness, what a catch by Johnson. If that ball would have got down, that would have been the game. But Johnson, making up a lot of ground in center field, dives and makes the catch. Fine play there by Noah Johnson. Mallards plate one more, but the bigger picture, the Mallards are 3 outs away from advancing to the game coming up later this evening. We'll take a break. Back in 1 minute on Superstar Country B103.
Step up to the plate with a winning smile thanks to Sisseton Dental Clinic, proud sponsor of the SBW Mallards High School baseball team. Whether you're rounding the bases or cheering from the stands, confidence starts with a healthy smile. From routine cleanings to complete dental care, the team at Sisseton Dental Clinic keeps you looking and feeling your best. So while the Mallards chase runs and rack up wins, make sure your smile is championship ready too. Sisseton Dental Clinic, healthy smiles, strong community. Go Mallards!
Bolt Marketing in Britain is proud to support our youth in all high school sports and activities. With over 20 years of marketing and crop insurance experience, Bolt Marketing can be your one-stop for all your risk management needs. Call Jeff or Dwayne today at 605-448-2365. That's 605-448-2365. Bolt Marketing in Britain is proud to support tonight's game.
Last call here for the Muskrats. Top of the 7th inning. Mallards lead 8-0. As we enter the top of the 7th, Cade Mills' day is done. And the big fella from Britton Hecla, the 6'9", Chaz Viator, takes over on the mound for this top of the 7th inning. Call to the bullpen, brought to you by Sisseton Livestock Auction. Final line for Cade Mills goes like this. He faced only 5 hitters, but no hits, no runs, 2 walks, and a strikeout for Cade Mills. Viator looking to get the job done and send the Mallards on to later this evening, where they would play the winner of the Clark Area Dinosaurs and the Millbank Bulldogs coming up right after this one. And in terms of the broadcast, after this one, we'll take a break, and should the Mallards win, we will rejoin you later tonight, where the Mallards will play the winner of the Dinosaurs and the Bulldogs game. But first, 3 outs to get here. Davey Bixler has grabbed a bat. He will start this inning off pinch hitting for Hunter Binger. First pitch to Bixler, in there for a strike. Davey Bixler, not the tallest kid out there, so wonder what it's got to be like facing against a guy who's 6'9" on the mound. 0-1, pumped in there for strike 2. Viator with an 8-run cushion, and he's looking to go to work here. 3 outs is all the Mallards need. The big fella's ready. 0-2. Fastball misses down low and away. 1-2 the count to Davey Bixler. Hunter Binger's day is done on offense. He finishes his day with a hit by pitch and a ground out. Bixler's first plate appearance of the afternoon. 1-2. That one missed just a hair low, and it's 2-2 the count to Bixler. Zach Bonine waits on deck for the Muskrats. Third pitcher of the afternoon for the Mallards. 2-2. Lined into left field. That's going to get down for a base hit. Bixler aboard first with a leadoff single. Good 2-strike hitting there from Davey. Here comes Zach Bonine. Struck out twice today. Bixler hoping to spark something here for the Muskrats. They need as big of a spark as you can get. They're down by 8. First pitch to Zach. Off speed, misses high. Ball 1 the count to Zach Bonine. Bixler on first with that leadoff single. Double play ball is in order here for the Mallards. Viator's ready. Holds the glove with the letters. 1-0. Swing and a miss. High. Fastball. 1-1 the count to Zach Bonine. Viator's quick to work here on Zach. Working third base side of the rubber. Leans in, gets the sign and sets. 1-1. Fastball missed just inside, and it's 2-1. These Muskrat hitters have seen a lot of different arm angles, a lot of release points from these pitchers. Here's the 2-1. Viator pumps in a strike, and it's 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out in the top of the 7th. Mallards 3 outs away from playing later tonight and keeping their season alive. Viator checks Bixler at first and sets. He's ready. 2-2. There goes Bixler. Swinging a little pop-up in on the infield. Running over his Darwin. Dives. He can't make the play. So both runners will be safe. And the Muskrats in business. 2 on, nobody out. That would have been a tough play for any of the infielders. Just a little bloop from Bonine. And the first 2 are aboard. Nobody out for the Muskrats. Viator's first delivery stroked to first base. Caught by Darwin. Hudson Binger with a little bloop line drive right to Darwin at first. And that's the first out of the inning for the Mallards. Hudson Binger looking to be aggressive. Good piece of hitting, but played perfectly where Darwin could get it. That brings up Micah Zastro. Top of the order, begins the 4th trip around the order. 2 strikeouts and a fielder's choice he reached on for today for Zastro. First pitch, strike right down Broadway. 0-1. Two on, 1 out in the top of the 7th. Viator leans in, gets the sign and sets. Here's the 0-1. Fastball misses high and inside. 1-1 the count to Micah Zastro. Noah Johnson waits on deck. That's the last person you want to see with runners on the base paths. Viator ready with the 1-1. On the way. Grounded weakly back to Viator. Fires to third for 1. Sticklin will have just the play at third. And there's 2 gone in the inning. So that put out from Viator to Sticklin goes 1-5 on the force out. Bixler is retired. Going to second is Bonine.
Number 5.
And at first is Zastro. And Noah Johnson, last hope here for the Muskrats. And time called as we will get a courtesy runner, I believe. Indeed, we'll get a courtesy runner for the Muskrats. That's Derek Bogart at first. So Bonine at second, Bogart at first. Noah Johnson, the Muskrats' last hope. Viator, 1 more out away for the Mallards. First pitch. High fly ball in the air towards center field. Berger ranging back, now comes in, makes the catch. Mallards win. Final score here in this one, Mallards will remain alive and will play later tonight here in this one. And Redfield's season comes to an end. 8-0 our final score here from Brewster Gunderson Field. Well, we'll take a quick break. Come on right back in 3 minutes to get you the post-game show. We'll wrap this one up, get you your player of the game, and preview the next broadcast coming up, well, later tonight. We'll be back in 3 minutes on Superstar Country B103.
Coteau Valley Federal Credit Union believes in people helping people. That means putting you first. As your local community-based credit union, they're here to serve your financial needs with personal service and trusted solutions. Visit the newly remodeled office, use the 24-hour ATM, swing by the drive-up window, or stop inside during business hours. Whatever works for you, Coteau Valley Federal Credit Union is here to help. Call or visit today and see how they can improve your financial future. Because at Coteau Valley, you're more than a customer, you're family. Coteau Valley Federal Credit Union, local, trusted, here for you.
Citizen Livestock Auction, always a proud supporter of all high school activities, including the arts, speech, sports, and music. All classes provide a very important part of learning. Citizen Livestock recognizes parents, coaches, and teachers for representing our school and community. Congratulations for your achievement. It takes a great effort and teamwork from everyone to be there. Good luck in your game. From everyone at the Citizen Livestock Auction.
Everyone needs financing, and you have a choice. Since 1942, North Star Federal Credit Union has been keeping up with the times, offering online banking, bill pay, and their mobile app. Now, North Star FCU members can use the convenient ATM drive-up. At North Star, you'll get competitive rates on mortgage, auto, and even ag loans. Become a member today at North Star FCU in Britain.
North Star Federal Credit Union.
SBW Baseball is brought to you by Tri-State Building Center in Sisseton, where building stronger communities is always in season. From ball fields to backyards, Tri-State is proud to support the physical activities and local events that keep our area moving. Whether you're tackling a new project or cheering on the home team, they've got the tools, materials, and hometown spirit to help you get it done. Tri-State Building Center in Sisseton, supporting the community, one project, one game, and one win at a time.
Headed out on the road or to the big game? Stop by Stilson Service in Sisseton. Fuel up with top-quality Marathon gasoline. Grab your game day snacks, hot coffee, or a quick bite, and stock the cooler with ice-cold drinks. And if you're hitting the lake, Stilson Service has live bait and fishing supplies, too. Locally owned and proud to support the SBW Mallards, because teamwork and community go hand in hand. Stilson Service, Highway 10, Sisseton. Your one-stop for gas, gear, and good times.
Data limits and slow speeds holding your home and devices back from their potential? Venture Communications is ready to help make your smart home with their extreme Wi-Fi coverage. No data limits for all of your smart home needs, including camera systems, remote thermostat controls, and streaming needs. Free email address too. Equipment provided and maintained by Venture Communications for worry-free Wi-Fi. To get extreme Wi-Fi coverage, whether you venture in or around your home, contact Venture Communications 852-2224 or online at www.venturecom.net.
Crowd filing out here of Brewster Gunderson Field. At least for the moment, the Mallards will get a chance to return later tonight in this one. They take down the Redfield area Muskrats by a final score of 8-0. Well, we've talked about it all game long. This has been a pitcher's duel, defense gritted out kind of game. And for the Mallards at the beginning of the game, their defense was not sound whatsoever. There's been a couple instances of errors and miscues that the Mallards sure would like to have one back here in this one, but the reason they were able to work out of it was their pitching. Rowan Anderson, what a performance in game one. He goes 5 innings, 2 hits, no runs, 2 walks, 8 strikeouts for Rowan Anderson. From Anderson, they would go to Caden Mills, who just had a quick inning in his relief, but pitched great. 1 inning, no hits, no runs, 2 walks, and a strikeout for Caden Mills, and Chaz Viator closes the job with an inning pitched, 2 hits, no runs, no walks, no strikeouts. And it was that bottom of the 5th inning that the Mallards finally broke through. And hey, give credit to Chase Odland. He was pitching lights out against the Mallards all afternoon long, and for him, the wheels fell off in that 5th inning. giving up plenty of hit-by-pitches. Mallards sent 11 hitters to the plate in that fifth inning, where those 7 runs were too much to handle for the Muskrats. They would then allow one more, courtesy of Jackson Rude. Final lines for the Muskrats pitching goes like this. Chase Oldland goes 4 1/3, 5 hits, 5 runs, no walks, 6 strikeouts. Rude goes 1 2/3, 3 runs, 3 runs, 3 hits, 4 walks, and 2 strikeouts for Jackson Rude. Redfield sees their season come to an end. They finish overall at 6-11, and their season comes to an end here at Brewster Gunderson Field and the hands of these SBW Mallards. Well, we'll take one more quick break. We'll get to your North Star Federal Credit Union player of the game and wrap up this broadcast and preview the next one in a couple hours. Back in 1 minute on Superstar Country B103.
And so are the savings at First Call Auto Parts Napa. Right now, get 10% off select lawn and garden and marine batteries. Perfect for powering up your mower or getting your boat ready for the water. And don't forget your ride. Gear up for big savings on car care accessories with everything you need to clean, shine, and protect your vehicle. Stop today at First Call Auto Parts Napa in Sisseton, Webster, or Wheaton and drive into spring ready for anything. On the road or on the field, performance matters. That's why Warner Automotive in Britain is proud to keep our hometown rolling. They're your neighbors, and they know how to keep your vehicle in top shape. From name brand tires and wheels to oil changes, brakes, shocks, struts, and transmission fluid flushes, plus complete undercar service, they've got the skill and service you can count on. Foreign or domestic, they'll get it fixed right. Call or book online. Warner Automotive in Britain. Hometown service, winning results.
Back here one final time for the first broadcast from Brewster Gunderson Field. Michael Rosencrans with you in the Lake Traverse Resort broadcast booth. Final score in this one, Mallards get the victory over Redfield 8-0. Their season remains alive, and the Mallards will play later tonight after we find out the winner of number 6 Clark Area taking on number 3 Millbank. Not going to have a broadcast for you on that one, but we'll return later tonight when the Mallards once again will play the winner of the Dinosaurs and the Bulldogs. Time now to take a look at your North Star Federal Credit Union player of the game. A lot of hitters had some productive days. Carter Stickland, Colton Chapin had a pretty productive day, as did Ben Souther as well. Max Dowling with 4 hit-by-pitches. He's reached all 4 times today here in this one. I'm going to give it to Carter Stickland. He returns to the lineup after missing last week due to graduation, and he comes back in a big way. 2 singles, a double, and a ground out. 3 for 4 on this afternoon is Carter Stickland. He gets this game's North Star Federal Credit Union player of the game. Well, coming up again later tonight, it'll be the Mallards taking on the winner of the Clark Area Dinosaurs and the Millbank Bulldogs. It was Millbank who defeated SBW last week in the final regular season contest. Millbank is the higher seed coming into this, 3 versus 6 against Clark. So Mallards wouldn't be surprised if they had the Bulldogs circled on their calendars, but we can only wait and see what happens in this one. But Clark and Millbank set to take on each other just in a few minutes here when the field gets touched up here, and we'll be set and ready to go here for that one coming up. But again, join us in a couple hours again for the Mallards' second game of this evening, and if they win that one, they are off to states next week in Brookings. Well, that's going to wrap up this broadcast here from Brewster Gunderson Field. As always, we want to say a big thank you to those watching on B103 Radio KBWS on YouTube or listening on the radio on Superstar Country B103 on the YouTube side of things. Make sure you hit subscribe, click that notification bell so as never to miss a moment when we go live and cover local and area high school athletics. We also want to say a very big thank you as well to all the sponsors who make this broadcast possible. They include Bolt Marketing, Coteau Valley Federal Credit Union in Sisseton Livestock Auction, Stilson Service, First Call Auto Parts Napa, North Star Federal Credit Union, Tri-State Building Center, 605 Design and Apparel, Venture Communications, Lake Traverse Resort, Woodland Cabinetry, Thielen Auto Body, Warner Automotive, Holland Oil, Scott's Lumber, SWO Health and Fitness, and the Sisseton Dental Clinic. Without their support, these broadcasts would not at all be possible. So those wonderful people, we thank you so much for sponsoring Mallards baseball this season and all season long. Once again, a big thank you as well to Kerwin Sareben in the studios, pushing the ones and twos, keeping us on the air. Kerwin, thank you so much for your help, and hope you're ready to go for round 2 here, buddy. We got another broadcast coming up in a couple of hours. And one more thing, just a final tally on the hit total for SBW. 8 total hits this contest, so a total of $40 going to a sponsorship for the Roberts County National Night Out, courtesy of Coteau Valley Federal Credit Union in Sisseton. Well, for one final time, I'm Michael Rosencrantz saying so long from Brewster Gunderson Field as the number 2 seeded SBW Mallards defeat the number 7 Redfield area Muskrats and keep their season alive by a final score of 8-0. Thank you so much for watching and listening, and we'll talk to you again in a couple hours, everybody.